Howdy folks, welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and many other evenings, and joining me are my friends Matt, Dan, Cara, Olive, and Ari. Everybody in seats on time. Look at that. Happy Pride, everybody. We are celebrating Pride. It is June. We are going to play Starfinder tonight as well, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. Give me just one moment to pull those up. Your support makes all of this possible. Thank you for subscribing here and on YouTube. We also have a Patreon with some behind-the-scenes content at AlberonRPG on all of those different things, as well as Instagram threads, Blue Sky. Tomorrow you can join our D&D crew over at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here as the Wandering Hearts make their way deeper into a magical library, and certainly nothing is going to go wrong as they complete their long rest in the experimental chambers where memories are forged into weapons and stolen from people as they read books and books.
Just a short rest.
Just a little short rest. We have additional things over on our Patreon. Deadly Sins was just posted on Patreon, and so you can see the first of the Alberon After Dark games. These are games that are a little bit, they have some things in them that are maybe not appropriate for Twitch. Some excessive drinking, as all of us had individualized cocktails, courtesy of Cara, who mixed a tremendous number of drinks for us that evening.
I forgot how many.
It was a lot. It was, I had a lot.
We all had custom cocktails.
Yes, and I had almost every single one of them. I think there was one that I didn't have. And there are 7 sins, so you can do the math. All of that is over on our Patreon at AlberonRPG. We are thanking Monument Studios in addition to Sirenscape for music. And that is all the announcements that I have. Oh, wait, no, I do have one more announcement. We got nominated for a Crit Award.
Yay!
Yeah, that's the thing. So you can go over to the Crit Awards. They have a website. You can Google it, I guess, and you can vote for them. I'm on there. Vote. It's good. And it's good for the whole community.
Vote in general.
Yeah, vote in general. In general, if you have the ability to vote, take it. It's a good thing to have. So, with that, it is time for this week's session of Mosaic Team 5. All right, and to Cara with the recap.
Mosaic Team 5. I almost called us Wandering Hearts. When last we played, the laundromat was in shambles. Shade, as usual, is able to breeze right past all of it. After the artistic explosion, Echo leaves to wait outside for Shade to come back, while Gibbs kicked out all of the customers. Except for a Lashunta with a cooler who stayed behind, covered in viscera, and despite a token spell, still gory. He called himself Dr. Dren and apparently had 2 eyes and a brain with thoughts in his cooler, and was about to show Gibbs his fun, cool, magical operation before Shade shut it down and was like, no, please leave. The androids departed for the Bobby Lee spaceport, while Spice and Gibbs decided to sign up for a little bit of a fun tournament excursion, a side quest, if you will. While Bubbles followed the plasmoid artist Gloop,
the laundry artiste,
to admonish him for destroying the laundromat. After standing up for his business dreams and the necessity of laundromats to be both boring and sterile, the androids made their way to the spaceport, which was quiet.
And bubs.
And what?
And bubs.
We made our way to the spaceport and bubs.
No,
Bubs is with
this
us.
is before. This is before.
Oh.
Is quiet, and our stuff is lined up in boxes near the ship. The ship inside is filled with broken glass, and we found Hisoka passed out in the bathroom. The director, of course, had blocked Spice's messages to Admiral Woe and asked us to contain our information leaks. We're working on it. At our next mission, we need not be so secretive, as the director informs us we are indeed heading to Ora's Bay, a place where we have already blown our cover before we've even returned. While installing the railguns, the androids discussed Hisoka, the problem he presented as a liability, and Shade contacted Admiral Woe. Or the officer below Admiral Woe serving as answering machine and secretary. The officer tried to help, as Shade said he had a message about Bastion and information for Woe specifically. Anyway, tried to help and told him to keep his dealings with Fuchsia Ling to himself. Before opening communication to a folder where Shade could drop everything.
Not everything, I mean.
And
sure.
Shade instead sends the entire file he prepared in advance to the Admiral. The officer, in response, wished him luck and terminated communications.
Fine.
The director informed us then that the USR was already well aware of the thing in the ice on Exonautica, as well as Bastion's activities, and also tells us to be well armed and cautious of using anything from Ares. It's gonna be fine. We don't have tons of armor or weapons from Ares that we just installed on our ship.
Yep.
On the ride back from the director, Shade shared with Echo in general. He confessed to his error with the USR, blaming his declining ability, as he has trouble distinguishing reality. He agreed it is time to seek outside help. Through some android bonding, they arrived at the conclusion that it is time for Shade to seek help from one Kelly, the head nurse of the Jacinto Gene Clinic.
Date night.
At the game store, Gibbs and Spice prepared their cosplay for a rousing tournament of Laser Monster Card Arena, which is not happening tonight, but is instead happening in a couple days. Couple days.
Game night.
Spice immediately blows her cover by using her real name when signing up for the tournament, and then buys 50 packs worth 10 credits each, and joyously returns to the laundromat to open them up and feel the adrenaline of the pull. We all converge on the laundromat once more and share our discoveries, our mistakes, and our plans for the future. And after we are done having those heart-to-heart and touching conversations, we go to bed. Some of us decide that maybe it is indeed time to let go of family ties and turn that shit in for the money. Others admit to mistakes and apologize for maybe coming down harsh, but also, we all make mistakes here, folks. Gibbs and Bubs had a further heart-to-heart, strengthening their relationship by realizing the growth in each other. Neko attempted to break into a harbor manifest and failed. We had emotional growth, folks. In the morning, as Bubs and Shade head back to the director to do some more work, Spice is the one who holds down the fort and effortlessly deflects and somehow now manages her own pyramid scheme. Good job on being the top dog of an MLM.
Get it, girl.
Thank you.
I still don't know. You might be somewhere in the middle.
Can't girls just run comms?
It's hard to believe that the guy that came into our laundromat is the top of the pyramid.
It's Spice, so just give it a minute.
Hey,
Gibbs and Echo, meanwhile, decide it's time to head over to Dip and Diane's to get some insight into the Spider Lady and see what her possible connection to Chesterfield really is. The plan, of course, being that Gibbs would hide while feeding Echo lines telepathically so that we could effectively communicate Gibbs' desires to Dip and Diane without showing Gibbs. The plan was to have Gibbs hide in a box. Suggested by Gibbs.
We didn't realize how close the end of the subway was to the entrance of the restaurant.
I gave you video footage of this place.
That was not a question Ariana thought to ask.
It was also like video footage from the train platform.
Cara and Ari both had a very different image of where the train platform was to Dip and Diane's. For example, looking at this lovely map we have here,
I literally got up.
which you can see in greater detail at AlberonRPG on Instagram. Follow us on social medias. I was under the impression that this building over here
That's the gas
was
station.
where the subway was.
No, that's the gas station.
As obviously stated multiple times by Matt, I was wrong. This is the subway station right here. And this,
Is Dipping Diane.
which you can't see, but she's right there.
It's prime real estate.
I walked the first time. I didn't take the subway.
Anyway, as Dip and Diane sees a person in a box, we shout that they're naked in there and they're a weirdo, and that's the only thing that stops the little spiderlings from taking the box off of Gibbs. And that's where we begin our session.
To be fair, you're always naked
yeah.
now, so I don't know what the difference is there.
Shh, she doesn't know that.
Yeah. I assume the box is like Snake, right? You can't even see my legs. It's just like little toes.
Correct.
You
Oh,
just
Metal
move
Gear
a little
Solid?
bit,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
it goes
yeah.
down. You move a little bit. Yeah.
It's
So-
the wind.
In this moment, for you, Gibbs and Echo, the pair of you had made your way off the train with Gibbs in this box, and you made your way off the platform. And they tell you to mind the gap, and Gibbs, it's because it's very easy to trip on it. And as you made your way out, you kind of caught your tail on the very end and out and into the elements of the street. And Dip and Diane had looked up. She had sent this swarm of these spiders out, and you could see almost like a tidal wave, each about the size of your fist. They across this concrete ground. And Echo, you say, stop. They're naked under there. Make a diplomacy check. No, make a bluff check. While it is technically true, it is not the intent that you are. It
You're
is-
wearing a vest, right?
Yeah, I would wear a vest.
Yeah, it's like
got pockets.
cartoon naked, like
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck.
Natural 20.
Yes!
Nice.
The way to start the set.
Okay.
I'm afraid for what that means for the rest of the session.
That will be fun.
With a natural 20 deadpan, the typical Echo voice, you deliver that Gibbs is naked under this box. And Dip and Diane, 3 or 4 of the arms come up, and you can see across the elements of their like pincers and 2 human hands that are kind of distorted and mutated off the ends of 2 of them. You can see that there are dozens of little bits of thread or silk that wrap around these pincers. And as they hold these hands up, you can see this little shimmer across the ground, and the spiders stop. It is like they freeze in time, but you can see these little tendrils kind of move. You can see the little mandibles, they're still very much active. But she has immense control over this swarm. And on the encounter map, they are depicted as little stuffed animals, but that's okay.
Way less menacing.
A little bit less menacing. I have acrylic spiders that I got for just this occasion,
I
but
threw
they
a
are
spider in the table
tiny
last
and
week,
black,
too.
and so I lost them. So we
I
have
don't know where
these.
it went.
She holds up these paws, these things stop, and Echo, Dip and Diane looks at you. You can see the spider humanoid, the eyes narrow. She has this apron on. She kind of squints, and she goes, "That's a weird way to travel, but Diane ain't the kind of person to question that. You looking for fish sticks?"
I am. I do not know what this one is looking for.
You can see like one of the tendrils back in, the other one back in, and with each pull, like a dozen of these spiders move. Give me 1 second. This says Cynthia Erie, but it's not.
We are not together.
I
The
would like
spiders
fish
roll
sticks.
over from underneath the box. I would like fish sticks. You just kind of call out. No problem. You say that. The spiders recede like a tidal wave, and there's like a murmur from the other people who are all kind of talking over there. Gibbs and Echo, make a perception check.
Can I take it at disadvantage because I'm in a box?
I would say don't make a perception
Okay.
check.
Alright. You gotta have breathing holes in there. You're gonna die.
Hey, 25. There's Echo.
25 isn't bad.
Nope.
For
It's
just
not
a
great.
moment, across the sort of stream, you see a flicker of movement. But that is all. You're not sure what it is.
Damn. Crazy. Super crazy.
But Dippin' Diane gestures you with the one remaining hand that is forwards, and she says, well, come on over here. I can feed you.
Echo goes over.
Okay. You make your way down to Dippin' Diane's. What about you, Gibbs?
Gives us a blind sense. That
You
would
have
be-
box sense, though.
As Echo walks away, Echo telepathically reminds Gibbs, you are supposed to be hiding and away from this space.
Yep. So Gibbs is gonna be like, oh no, I forgot my wallet, and is gonna just turn around and get back into the train station and wait for the next train to pass. Like
They were in your other non-existent clothes.
So Gibbs,
It's in my
you
other
call this out,
box.
Echo already having crossed like
That's
15, 20 feet towards Dippin' Diane. You don't even really make out the words that Gibbs says, muffled as they are through this box. You get the sense that nobody hears, but you also, in a parallel time, get the sense that nobody cares. Gibbs kind of the box, and then as
How the city
Gibbs
works,
just
man.
scrapes their way across.
Sometimes there's naked people in a box.
Sometimes there's naked people in a box, and surprisingly, nobody wants to see. They allow you to make your way back to the train station, and you, Echo, you cross this.
That's a
space.
viable strategy in D&D. Just be so weird that everyone's just like, I need to not make direct eye contact with this.
As you approach, Dippin' Diane has their arms distended over the top of this 10-foot tall steel wall. They are probably
Like
12
casting
feet
invisibility.
wide, not even with their legs stretched out. They are a massive entity with this kind of chitinous black plate with this blue markings. You can see that she commands a swarm of spiders, but more than anything else, she commands a menu straight into your chest. It is laminated but sticky. There is little bits of hair and kind of scuzz stuck into it, and you can see there is quite a few options. There is sludge fried fish sticks, there is glow eel bites, there is grath gunk goulash, there is bug on a stick, and there is 3 per order tox tacos, which are provided on synthetic corn wafers.
Free stick.
Dippin' Diane looks at you and says, you could use some eating. What do you want? What do you want?
Stick.
I have been recommended the Tox Tacos by some of my friends on the Zincrawler.
No, you don't need to lie to Diane. You don't got no friends. Wait, you said the Zen Crawler?
Yes.
She kind of crawls up and gets real close to you, and she says, who do you know on the Zen Crawler?
Well, I had a few Misoki friends. Also, a handful of Vesk acquaintances. Unfortunately, no one in the Diamond Quarter. That would have been beneficial. I did have quite a few good snack experiences, and I became something of an aficionado.
You had good snack experiences in the Crawler?
Yes,
Not they having problems with food?
yes. The jelly-like substance that my Yosoki friends bartered in was particularly disturbing.
Is it cheap?
Incredibly.
I'm looking for a new supplier. You know, looks like back and forth and kind of stretches out, suddenly spreads wide. From where you are, it's very threatening looking. You can see all of these legs go wide over Echo. And then she says out loud, everybody, I'm taking a break. Dippin' Diane's closed for 5 minutes. Kind of flicks people out. There's some grumbling from the Vesk, from the other humans that are there, but they kind of disperse a little bit. Some of them waiting like nearish. You can see a few of them actually go into the building across. But she now kind of bends down
Just go
towards
to
you.
the Sludge River.
And she
They're
just
mutants
says,
Over there.
here's the thing. My fish stick's mostly made out of aquatic protein, but the crunch is getting people a little suspicious. I could use something a little more gooey. What you got? What you want?
I don't have it on me, but I certainly could contact my supplier friends.
Yeah, do it.
How much are you looking for on a regular basis?
I need to know what I'm working with. I can't just take out all the aquatic protein. It's got to be a little aquatic protein if I'm going to call it fish sticks.
That is very true. I suppose if the bodies being used in the gelatinous substance are from an aquatic planet...
I don't want to know anything about where it's coming from. I just want to know it's cheap.
Ah, I see. You do not wish to know how the sausage is made.
Right.
I can guarantee that at a certain point, there is some aquatic protein added to the substance.
Well, that's all I needed to hear. All right, draw up the paperwork and bring in a sample and we'll see what we can do.
Certainly.
And you know
But
what?
as you know...
I like you.
Oh,
You're kind for an android. Take some tacos on Diane.
thank you.
They unwheel this kind of hand, and across the chitinous plate there is 3 tacos just ready to go. There's no plate or anything to put them in, but just ready for you, right in your hands. These things, golded, kind of crusted, you've now heard aquatic protein that has been kind of diced and then wrapped up in synthetic corn wafers. There is cheese that has been kind of layered across it, but because there is a ribbony texture to it, you imagine not quite the kind of queso that you would imagine. There is something that you might call slaw if you were being extremely generous, and then there is also what is called spore salsa, which even now kind of begins to...
Echo has had human lasagna.
Yeah, no problem.
Is Dippin' Diane one of those bougie places that doesn't have plates, or is it like a place that's really, really just
I think she
can't
just
afford plates?
This is the food truck that says, our food is so hearty, you don't need plates.
For those of you who can see this encounter map, Dippin' Diane's, outside of it, is a big pile of like refuse. There is like big steel drums and burning tires. And then not 20 feet away, there is a toxic river that is kind of dammed up and bubbling by.
Hey, to Dan's point, gentrification is a real problem
That's
that
fair.
you should not minimize.
I will say, of all of the problems that this location has, gentrification probably lowest on the list.
Plates, though.
There's not a lot of places to be seen.
Yeah.
I suppose that is
probably
technically true.
dissolved into the sludge.
While we are discussing things that we like about each other, I must say, I do admire the large amount of organic parts you have.
Well, thank you. They're not all original, you know. I had a bunch added. A bunch added.
So did I. Haha. Haha.
I don't get it.
I am an android.
I know.
There are lots of different organic parts added.
Oh, because you're a robot.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
The R word.
I kind of nod. And they say, well, go on, get your sample.
They nod, but before going, they kind of lean close. Also, I had hoped to become a little less associated with robot by installing more organic parts. You mentioned these are not all original, but they seem so original.
Make a diplomacy check, and I would say take a +6 conditional modifier. That's pretty good pathway.
Oh, thank you. That will be a 28.
28.
A diplomacize.
They look you up and down. They say, well, you could use a lot of them because you look a real lot like a robot now. All right. I know a guy. He's also changing, but in a different way. Just across the way. Just knock a couple times on the doorway. Looks a little bit like a piece of steel across the floor, and you should come up.
Is this one?
He's a little gruff. Just be
Oh.
careful.
I've lived in the Vesk Quarter before. I am used to gruff.
He's still pretty gruff.
Understood. Is this like one of those hidden snack shack scenarios where you have to knock a certain amount of times to be let in?
With your diplomacy check, she leans in very conspiratorially and she says, look, you didn't hear this from Diane, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit fancier than other stuff we got going on around here. They brought in a bunch of real high-tech stuff a while back. I don't know where it went, though. I sent some of my kids in. They didn't see anything.
Oh.
Probably behind that trap door. But go knock and just see if they'll help you. They help me.
Thank you. I will return with the sample.
They nod, they kind of stretch back up, and they call out to everybody else, Dippin' Diane's back open! And people start like coming back into this line. For you, Gibbs, the train finally arrives right at this moment.
Gibbs is like just like punched a hole and is like kind of leaning around the corner and like a little bit listening to this conversation, but all you see is Box and Eyeball.
Okay.
There's this has all been like telepathically fed to you, and so Echo like tugs on the connection a little bit and is like, shall I go and investigate the space, or should I wait?
You're a known associate. You should wait.
Chesterfield has not seen me before.
But he probably Googled us, infosphered us. And maybe he saw you on
TJ's.
Bounty Board Guy radio
TJ's.
show, TJ's.
Notably,
Echo wasn't on it.
Echo has never appeared on TJ's Bounty Board.
Echo has taken great pains to be out of camera shot for every single interview.
But you have been
that you guys
mentioned.
have done.
Just have to not use the name.
Yeah, I mean, you're the best person to go ask. But it seems like that relationship's backwards. I thought Dip and Diane's was doing something at Chesterfield, but it went the other way around.
Yes.
I'd love to know more.
So I should continue, yes?
Yeah. I'll stay right here.
Where's Vincent's little stick?
It's in his stuff, I think.
Oh, damn. Okay. Do we have two rulers?
This one.
What are you trying to
60
ascertain the
feet.
distance of? From where you are?
From where Gibbs is to the inside of the gas station.
From where Gibbs is to the inside of the
Oh, I
gas
should have brought my
station is
measuring tape. I have a
probably
measuring tape.
How do I get it?
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely not.
50, 60,
Definitely
70,
not. That
80,
that ruler is that ruler right there.
Probably
is
about
30.
130 feet.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, 'cause how- 'cause-
130,
for telepathy?
120,
Not
depending
telepathy.
on where the door is
your
over
healing
there.
links.
Healing Links is also 120 feet now.
It's
You're right on the
just
cusp.
at the edge. If
Um,
I
have to move
position
a little
myself
closer.
wrong, I will be too far away.
Just move the box closer.
Yeah, then I will come out. I found my wallet.
You pop
No,
out
no,
of the
I don't
box.
pop out of the box. I just.
That'd be crazy.
Okay, you turn back around.
I turn back
You begin
around.
to just kind of inch your way back around the very familiar
Yeah.
path that you've walked now.
And Gibbs is just gonna. There's like no tables or anything, right?
You can see there's one table you can't see it, but it's on the other side of that purple
Right.
container.
Gibbs will go perch on that table.
Okay. You go over to perch on the table.
Can't see where-
As you do, Dip and Diane does certainly see the box come back, and as you cross that space, would say, "Hey, tables for customers only. What you getting?"
Can I get fish sticks, please?
Sure.
Can you?
She fires this little shing of like strand right to your table.
Nice.
It sticks right in the middle, and a tiny little spider perches on the other end. She goes over and
Oh, so
grabs
cool.
out this little fryer basket of this fish sticks and just drops them on top of the spider, and then runs across and then just dumps it straight into the
Nice.
table. The spider waits.
No blades.
I get a little Yosoki pot out of the box and we'll put a cred stick.
You put a crest stick up to the spider, and there is a little beep. And as you,
I think it's a place in Japan like this.
as you use the touch tap on the back of the spider, you are charged 6 credits for sledge fried fish sticks.
Nice.
They do have a dipping sauce that comes with it, and
Oh.
they're suspiciously crunchy.
Nice.
But no problem. You
dipping
post up
sauces?
having this great social stealth. You spend 6 credits for cover, and Echo makes their way by.
Cool. And I should be close enough now.
Echo, as you cross this bridge, your feet are able to move across it, but you can see in the spaces that hold the concrete together, much of this web has been spun into it. And so this has been reinforced somewhat by Dip and Diane herself. Looking off to one side where the kind of like stream is coming in, you can see a lot of refuse is gathered and kind of built up on that side, forming a little bit of a barrier. As you approach this area, you can see there are places that have been fenced off. This sort of gas station or warehouse sort of thing seems to have been almost purposely fenced off. As you are approaching, is there anything that you're doing?
First off, can I see if any of the webbing that's in the bridge is like still connected to Diane, or is there like a way to tell? Because her strands were
Make a
somewhat
perception check.
iridescent.
Yeah, that iridescent shine, almost like rainbow in the sunlight. You can
No
see.
way!
Nice.
You can
Get it.
see, certainly, these strands wrap in and around, and while not directly attached, you can see where Dip and Diane's legs kind of across the floor and up onto the wall. They do touch other elements of this massive web, and so she probably does feel the vibrations as you move through. But as you walk over across this space, you, with a natural 20, would note a couple things. Firstly, as you approach, getting a little bit closer. Give me 1 second here. Okay. You see that within this space there are elements of kind of like discarded sort of shipping containers, and almost immediately with that natural 20, you mark that they are very like brushed steel almost. They look new. And it's not that they're new, it's that somebody has taken some kind of like steel wool, or more likely a chemical, to melt the paint off of it. These have been disguised. Most of them. You can see with that natural 20, on one within a pile, there is elements of perhaps some kind of a logo. And as you get a little bit closer and you really squint, they look to be perhaps an older set of GPF sort of insignia.
Interesting.
But a little bit mismatched in some of the crate designs and shapes, likely not all from the same place. With that natural 20, you as a smuggler especially, are looking at a pile of stolen goods, or the cases that they came within. And as you approach and get even closer, you are noting that all around this sort of space, there has been purposefully like sort of pathways cleared to allow easy movement to and from this path. Some of those paths are a little bit wider, and you sense something in the air that is akin to something that you have felt before. You get the sense that there is some element of biological material in the area that is familiar to you, and all at once you remember fighting against these swarm insects, and you sense that there is something like that nearby. And you feel this burn of ozone. There is something electrical nearby as well, and you can't help but feel like there is something immensely dangerous under this place.
Echo transmits everything to Gibbs, including like scrolling Star Wars text
Nice.
of like misgivings.
Yeah.
And then just finally like a continue with like a yes, no.
I'm here for you. Yep.
Alright.
I'm here for you, says Gibbs. That's all I can.
So I'm assuming that this fence piece is the steel thing that I'm supposed to knock on?
So yeah, you could go over there and just kind of knock on the central part of the steel fence.
What's your
The
knock
door.
gonna
She's
be,
looking for the door.
It's gonna be like
Isn't there
a-
a
Didn't
Did
she
say that
say
there was a trap door?
Inside, you go in.
Inside?
You go inside,
So
and
to
there's
go
a trap door on
Inside
the
and there's a
floor.
trapdoor. Alright, well Echo is gonna look for an entrance.
That natural 20, very easy to see. There's a door on the other side of this fence. The fence purposely put here to block access to it, but you imagine you could probably just pull this down
Mm-hmm.
and then stand it right back up as you go in.
Mm.
Are you doing that?
Echo kind of like looks around to see if anybody's watching, specifically to see if the Dip and Diane is watching, or her horde of children.
She's got 8 eyes.
You can see at this moment, you glance over, and the Vesk has finally made their way to the front of the line. And you could see suddenly, like, the hands go like this on Dip and Diane's head. For you, Gibbs, you can hear Dip and Diane very loudly exclaim, 400 fish sticks! I can't make that many! And, like just frantically just kind of, like, doing that. And the Vesk is like, well, we have a party coming up. And they're, like, it's like a catering order. Suddenly, like, can you make 400 fish sticks right now?
But like now.
And so, like, just freaking out. They are very distracted. And so if you're going to go in, now is probably a good time.
All right. Echo reaches back down the line and says, I do not think it is wise for me to go in without our team present. But we did gain some information. And perhaps they will be expecting a guest at some point.
When Shade was there, he saw a bunch of medicine wrappers. Can you see any of those?
You look around for medicine wrappers, and you do not see any. But you look back at these very freshly cleaned elements of like containers. Somebody has cleaned up recently.
The place appears to have been swept,
And you had seen some movement from here just a bit ago.
and it seems as if it is currently occupied, and that new deliveries have been made since Shade's last arrival.
Okay.
There, in addition, Echo, rewinds the scroll. I do not feel like dealing with these insect creatures alone.
Sounds good. Please come back. These fish sticks aren't that bad.
Oh, Gibbs. And Echo comes
Especially
back,
the crunchy
and
dipping
as
sauce.
they do, they're going to walk past Diane and kind of nod and give a little thank you.
Dip and Diane,
'Cause she's
one hand goes up as she's frantically throwing fish sticks and now trying to do this catering order. Several of the other little spiders also little thumbs up as well.
oh,
No
That's
problem.
cute.
And you make your way back to Gibbs.
Gibbs will wait 2 trains for Echo to leave so that we don't appear to be together.
Okay.
I'm double checking my inventory real quick because I think I have a. Oh no, it's just a microphone.
So you make your way back to the laundromat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the shotgun microphone that I
Yes.
have, it's just a scanner. It's one that I need to have on me for it to function. It doesn't have a recording or transmitting device because it's.
It would need a receiver
Gotcha.
to do that, but yeah,
Okay.
you could in theory leave it somewhere.
One time, me and Shade
Yeah.
on Perdido, we left one in the top layer of the bathroom.
Yeah.
So that could work.
I don't have a receiver though, so
It's
and I don't.
especially helpful with the exocortex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to just craft one on the spot.
Yeah.
I am the wrong person for that trick. But noted.
Okay.
I will not leave that behind because otherwise I'm just leaving here
Sure. So you are both making your way back to the laundromat
separately.
separately.
Gibbs takes a long time to eat fish sticks through her eye hole.
Okay. So it's
But
just
also,
the hand reaching
Gibbs,
through.
you also have
and
an
just
eye
going
hole.
through.
Because you have one eye.
Yeah.
So
It's
no problem.
real weird.
It is really weird. Sometimes you're just oh wait.
Well, no.
So you
Lot of
finish your
fish
fish
stick in my-
sticks,
my
you
fur.
follow. For you, Spice, it's a relatively busy day at the laundromat. There is a dozen or so people that are in this place, and the person hasn't arrived yet, although Echo does arrive back before this person does. Echo, you probably arrive back around 3 p.m. And so Gibbs, just maybe 5 minutes later. Is there anything that the three of you want to do prior to going over to what Shade and Bubbles are doing, and then potentially fast forwarding to the arrival of Mosaic Team 4?
Echo would remind Gibbs that she has to make contact with Glimira.
Yeah. And Gibbs also has to make contact with the people that we hired. Babu.
Skidderman, Bibu,
Beeboo Babu.
Mimu, Babu, Babu, Bee.
Beeboo Babu.
Mubu
It's Moo Moo.
Kidderexexus.
Yep.
Mubu Kidderexus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Mubu
they were gonna
Kidderexus.
today. They were gonna.
We said within 2 days.
Okay.
So we can put them off for at least 1 day.
Well,
Because we are meeting with tons of people.
so I just want to tell them that the bridge has threads that connect to Dipping Diane's. And to look for the iridescent and try to avoid the webbing or something.
Yeah, you can contact him.
Uh,
He already thinks that we're doing a pest control job, so
You
just,
told him actually to be ready, and you had said for him to go to the overpass one.
Yeah, he's
Oh, so
helping.
not this bridge.
He's
No, it's this
helping.
bridge.
No, he's helping with the biomancers because we need to clear it out before Glimera can.
This
set-
one we're
set
going
it
to be at
rig.
because we have to deal
It's
with
a different bridge.
Chesterfield
I thought
first.
he was gonna clear out this building.
No, that's Chesterfield.
That's Chesterfield.
Yeah.
So we're gonna clear out
Oh, okay.
Chesterfield.
We're going
There's
to
multiple
clear out
bridges we have to do.
Chesterfield while they go and clear the area
there's 3
around
sides.
Yeah.
the other place because after we clear this
I
one, we're going to have
believe
to go
it's the first
to
bridge, correct?
So at the moment,
Temple of Horus.
you know that the first dam is beneath the Brumble Street Bridge.
That's the one.
That's the
This
one.
is the
That's
one
not
with
the
that
one.
guy with the thick algae that was kind of like clinging like hair to the elements that form the blockage.
So
That is the one that you sent Mubu to.
Yeah.
well, I thought
Yeah,
we sent
that's-
him to the condos because the condos need to be cleared before Glimera can.
I thought the condos
Bring it
were at
down.
the first bridge.
So the condos.
The Oris.
the Temple
Condos.
of Horus.
So you're. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, that's right. That's right. So you're sending them to the primary dam.
Wait.
This
Yeah.
is
Is that what
the
the condos
Palace
are?
of Horus.
Yes.
It's a 5-story
Yes, I did it right.
high
Good. We did.
luxury apartment hab complex that has seen better days. It features an elevator that allows access to each floor, and this is a place that I can't remember how you discovered it, but is a
Shade
place that
found
you
it
know
first.
is the largest of the blockages.
Shade found all the days.
So, which one is that one called?
the first one.
The Palace of Oris.
Yeah.
Brum- is that Brumble Street Bridge,
No, that-
Woodland
they're-
Canal, or
they're-
Junk Grinder?
The junk grinder is not. Is part of the Palace of Oris.
That would be the
yes? Or
Brumble
is that the
Street
Brumble
Bridge.
Street Bridge?
I believe is the power the Oris one.
There's.
Because I remember them.
I'm not
I
sure
remember
what
them in.
grinder you're
I
talking
remember them in numbers.
I know what you're talking
The
about.
third one is Dip and Diane. The second one is not the one with the algae monster, but the first one is the one with the algae.
No, so the third dam, the one that is in the Palace of Oris, beneath it there is a sort of like sludge grinding
Right, so
and it's
then
because
Junk
I-
Grinder is Palace of Oris.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the one we're sending. We need to
because
be
we
clear
have
of
to
traffic.
we have to
Junk
clear all the
grinders is
people.
not really a fair. It's more of like a very destructive filter.
Okay.
So we have to clear the people out of it, otherwise Glamora won't bring down the
Right.
building.
Okay. So that's the one we're putting the glitter at.
Yes.
Okay. So then So then I don't need to contact
Bridge
the guy.
number 3, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I remember them through numbers. Diane is number 2 then.
Correct.
Okay. And then
Number 1 is
is
the Brumble
Monster.
Street Bridge.
is Monster Algae Maker.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Nadar.
Then never mind. I don't contact him because none of my information's
Okay.
helpful.
So for you, Shade and Bubbles, as you make your way over to the spaceport and back up to the director, what are you all doing? Or are you mostly spending this time to kind of go through the equipment and like make sure
Yeah,
that
I'm
it is
finishing
useful?
doing that because I had started that and then helping because I'm gonna give Bubs. This is a good test for Bubs to take command. So Bubs is gonna I'm gonna help Bubs prep for Mosaic Team 4's arrival later
Okay.
too.
Okay.
But
Make an
spending the time
engineering
between
check.
both of those, depending on how long this takes.
Now this is how good of a man you can build Bubbles into. No, I'm kidding. This is how
I don't need to do that.
How-
He's
Mr.
already-
Potato Head.
he's
how
already the
detailed you can
best.
get into these weapons, into this equipment, and make sure that it's safe to use.
Diane, give me recommendations for plastic
That's
surgery.
a 41.
The 41, as you go through this stuff, as you had built it, you had looked out for fail safes and things like that. And you can't find any. They may know weak points to, like, if they wanted to shoot and destroy the weapons in your hands, it will still be an incredibly hard shot. But there is no technological advantage they could take over your weapons or armor. The biggest thing that they have in terms of advantage is knowing that you have this Anubrix rail cannon. They could, in theory, counter that by putting Anubrix armor on a ships that they sent after you.
Right, but we have countermeasures for that.
Yeah,
We have super new bricks.
there is nothing that they could use to, like, outside of means that you're aware of, that they could take this stuff over with.
Alright. I would want to make note of the Anubrix cannon and start considering, like, bolstered defenses for things that they would potentially use to counter that with.
Just defensive countermeasures,
Okay.
upgrading those.
Okay. So then I would set about as one of the multiple tasks that we have to do for the next time we can purchase things
Okay.
for the ship.
Not to worry. Bubbles, anything that you want to do?
So are we driving to Mosaic Team 4 as
you
it's
guys-
happening, or we
You guys
getting
could
ready?
walk
We're
from
gonna
your
plan it.
landing bay if you wanted. It's pretty close.
Okay, so we're waiting to go.
Yeah.
No, they're coming
arriving.
here.
Okay, they're arriving.
Yeah, they're
here. Okay.
arriving. They have a bay that's close to ours, and then you're gonna need to escort them to the nuke site.
Okay.
Echo would come with to
Yeah.
like help you escort. They're just busy with this scenario.
So we would explain. Yeah, we would go through the plan before, because.
So your plan is to meet up
5
at
hours.
the director before Mosaic Team 4 comes up as a group?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're arriving at the same time as my date, though, right?
A little bit
Yeah.
after, so you'll be on your date when they arrive, yes.
Okay, so I've got to go beforehand.
There's going to be a shift change.
Yeah.
So anything that people want to do before we fast forward to, yes, Spice.
So Spice in the laundromat is has like a light blue bubbly apron, and she's holding a feather duster, and she has her hair tied up and like makes it a little bit messy to make it look like she was working really hard when she obviously wasn't. But in her pockets, she has her personal cred stick, which she's tapping each of the laundry machines after each use to collect the credits. And then she'll like go up, feather dust like one of the washers next to a customer, and then she'll pull out the fabric softener. What does fabric softener even look like?
So fabric softener.
Obviously, I've never used it.
Oh, no.
Multiple different forms.
Usually it's sheets though.
Yeah.
I feel
Sheets
like
or
I've
powder.
hugged you and your clothing wasn't stiff, so I don't know how that's possible. But
I don't use fabric softener.
It's
Most
in
people
it's
don't.
in most
It's kind of a scam.
like it's in most what's it called
don't
already?
really-
Detergent. and stuff
Detergent,
already.
yeah.
So you don't really.
It's there, and then I have dryer sheets that I use, and that has fabric softener built into it.
I'm imagining it's like a sleeve of Necco wafers or whatever.
You're
and
not
then
far off. Yeah,
little
they're
pills.
like little, almost like bits of gelatin between two really thin pieces of plastic, and when you place them in, they become just foam almost instantly, and then there is that wafting aroma, and then suddenly this overwhelming smell and emotion that overtakes.
Smell and emotion.
You couldn't lie, remember?
You were unable to lie. You just kept telling every truth
Yes.
that came to your mind, and
And-
so it has some side effects.
And she goes, "This is the best fabric softener I've ever dealt with, and that is no lie." And she'll like peel open the top and pop it, and then I have a deal with my supplier, so I'm selling it super cheap today. Today only. 1 day only. Actually, 1 month only. Because she can't lie.
So you're saying this to who? To just
So whatever customer's there.
Great. So you turn to this guy. He turns to you. He regards you. He is a very like featureless boulder man. You can see like almost just,
Boulder
like
man.
made out of rocks. He looks at you. He is currently wearing just a belt, and he looks at you and he goes, "Well, I don't really wear a lot of clothes."
Well, that doesn't matter. This will help you soften up. It won't, but you should buy it anyway.
Can I try it?
For 10 credits. I think. What's a good price for this? I
That's
don't know.
very expensive. Like usually it's part of the washing, so it's sort of a luxury item to add it in.
I'll tell you a secret. I got this specialty fabric softener from a man named
I got it from a man.
he has really nice hair now. I forget his name, but he's actually Spice remembers his name because he was just there.
So you're saying you got it from a man who you don't remember his name,
But he's got really nice hair now, and you know why? It's because I helped him out.
but I've not got any hair. I'm
You
a
don't
rockman.
need- But you know what? You smell. And you know what this does? Is it will make you smell better. You smell this and she'll hold it close to
I do
his
not,
face.
because I am a rockman and we do not have noses.
Well, let me tell you, you're gonna need this. For us, for the people who do have noses.
I'm going to call this an intimidation check.
Spice is the ultimate beauty influencer.
all suck.
Alright,
You
let's get it.
smell.
What'd you say,
Buy this
diplomacy?
product.
No, this is intimidation.
Oh.
Because you're kind of bullying him into buying this.
Buy this product. You smell better.
Sir, you stink. Alright.
Usually when people do that, they just like
Natural
offer
19.
a mint or something. They don't try to sell
39.
something to people.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I'd be happy to do that for all of you, provided, of course, it is a good product. I don't know how I know that, though. I'll tell you what, let me go get one of my friends, and I'll have them check it out.
Sure
Be
thing.
right back.
Alright.
Watch my belts. And they kind of tap on the washing machine, and they stand up, and they're like 8 feet tall, and they out the laundromat door.
Did he pay for it?
His cycle's still going. He was like washing his clothes, just kind of clothes is a strong word. He has 3 or 4 cloth belts that are just going around in this washing machine.
It's a good customer.
But at this moment, you see him head out the door, going to go get his friend.
Perfect. And she'll just continue trying to schmooze people
Sure.
into buying fabric softener.
No problem. I would say you do make a couple of sales. You do find out tapping your credit stick to the laundry machine, not how that's collected. It's
I
not.
don't know how it's
It's
collected.
not like the
That was
credits
just
or
a
quarters.
guess.
It really is very much like it's a digital token that's stored in like a central server in your laundromat. You know where that room is. You can access it if you want. There's not a tremendous number of credits in there, but at the end of the day, you could pull out a whopping total of 57 credits.
Hey,
Ah,
it's an
she-
honest living.
She
There
does
you go.
that.
You do that.
You steal from our
You
business.
pull out.
It's my business too. I'm paying myself.
It's not a real business.
Any
guys.
gifts?
Yeah, I want to go to Glamira's, throw her a rock that says, "We're on, got the glitter, can't wait to see it, love you,
Okay.
XOXO." I think she knows my name is
You
Gibbs.
still need the explosives.
Oh, also, I threw a second rock. Also, my team reminded me that we need some more explosives. Do you have explosives?
No,
No,
we have to buy them for her.
She
They're
already told
coming.
us we need to get the explosives.
Oh,
Wait,
we
no,
bought
she
you
has
explosives.
them. What?
She's
No, she doesn't.
she's gonna
broke.
make them
She's just gonna detonate them.
and make them.
She's going to make
So we need to
them
get her
and
the
set them
ingredients?
up. And
She
detonate
gave you a
them.
couple different options in terms of things that you could get for her.
Yeah.
It's,
Wait,
it's
so what am I
all-
saying to her?
Glitter was none of the was sort of
Glitter
an
was your
addition.
idea.
We got the glitter. We are acquiring explosives.
Yes.
Because she wants a show.
It's got to be fireworks and safe for the kids.
This is an update.
We did have explosive
be ready to go
laundry material, but
Tomorrow.
2 days.
2 days. 2 days. Gibbs sends an appropriate amount of rocks, but more than you might think.
All of the windows are broken.
Just a hail of like tiny pebbles goes at first, and then Gibbs remembers that the message needs to be attached.
So Glamira had said that you could probably get some chlorine trifluoride, which would probably be stored in like it's used in like the production of semiconductors. You could use solid ammonium nitrate prills. Those are things that are typically used in mining. And then you could also use just a stupid amount of potassium. And if you were to get enough potassium, and this would be the hardest for her mechanically to do, she could create a potassium water bomb.
nice.
Were
So
some
with
options
the
that she gave
freedom
you.
card that we got from Ares and the access to whatever shops they have, is any of that stuff viable?
Oh, no, probably not these things. But you could buy like missiles. So if you really wanted to, you could.
How much of a missile would I need? And how much would that cost to do?
You get 10% off of the.
It
Ares
would
card.
honestly
30%
be less,
off.
Weird for us to buy a bunch of like missiles and just say we're getting it for the ship
Right.
than it would be for us to
Buy these
get
parts
the
individually.
chemicals individually.
That's what I was thinking. The guy that we met
we
that
would have
seemed
to
kind of
leave
cool.
though, and go talk to him at what's her face's.
No, I'm not saying.
Is there an option where
I'm
we could
saying
just get it delivered to
we
the
could try to get him
store?
to give
Yeah.
it to us under the
Yeah,
radar.
could we just
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see if we can do.
can we just get we just made a lot of money from Ares. Can we just send an order for delivery of some missiles?
Yeah, you probably
That's
could.
just, I think that's the best.
and we get a discount.
Yeah.
You do get a discount. You get a 20% discount.
30%. 30%.
You put it on the cart.
We
But
take
that's what I
notes
was
of our
saying. We should
discounts
call the
too.
guy too because he said if there was anything else, and he implied that it was.
Are we gonna get it
a little more
delivered to the
sketchy
bay of the
sketch.
ship, or are we
No,
gonna get it to
I want
laundromat?
it delivered to the laundromat.
Well, I just hope we're not gonna be mixing missiles into our
there's
laundry
missiles are big.
detergent.
Missiles are big.
I thought there were only like.
How big of a missile
No,
do we need for a
missiles are
bridge?
very
know-
So a
We
missile.
know
When we talk
Lucian
about
Drake.
missile, we're not talking about missiles like a rocket. So a rocket is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, like
It's
a
something
rocket
that's
launcher.
on your-
head is like a
A missile
relatively
is usually closer to like 4 or 5 feet long. You're talking about something that would be mounted to like an aircraft. Yeah, it's big.
Oh, I'm 5 feet tall.
And so
Okay.
for this, you're probably looking somewhere in the order of like about 80,000 credits for a missile.
No, it's
Is
Um,
one missile
for
good
a
enough
single-
for this
no.
task?
So it depends. You've already visualized 2 of these sites.
Yes.
The first one that you saw, a very well placed missile. Theoretically, you might be able to crack it open. You probably want at least 2 or 3.
Okay.
For this, you would probably want at least 3. Maybe even more because this is pretty long, and if you wanted to clear the whole thing, you would need a little bit more. And then for the other place, you haven't actually visualized it yet. You don't know.
Didn't Shade do it?
You
I went
from
to all
a
of them. I
distance.
didn't get inside because
Oh.
that
And
one
that was the one that was, like, the most-
Palace of Horus
Yeah.
that's like actually guarded and stuff.
The
Echoes-
entry was on the roof.
Echo's plan was to like find some like demolition equipment
Right.
and buy some demolition charges, as well as like buying smaller amounts
Like
of all of
C4?
these.
Oh, what I'm
That's
saying
more
is
like the grenade.
Yeah.
we
you can
have
buy that.
Lucian Drake as a contact who seemed like a chill enough dude that maybe someone on our team could convince them
But
to
isn't
make
he
a
already-
deal with us under the
he's
radar
Harbinger.
so that Ares doesn't know. No, he is.
He's
He's Ares.
He is
He's the
Ares.
chief
the guy we just
architect
met.
of Peaceful
Yeah.
Oh,
Solutions.
He
Lucian
gave us
Drake.
all of the reward stuff.
Harbinger makes robotics.
That's-
You do have a contact at Harbinger. You have
That was
Phoenix
who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Harbingers on Mars.
But we don't want robotics. I want C4.
Yeah.
And he probably has some peaceful solutions to this whole thing.
Yeah, but I like meeting with
He's
the
the
glitter
chief
bomb and this
architect
lady,
of
so I think we should
Peaceful
continue. I like Gibbs' idea with that.
Okay.
That's the. his
Can I
title.
buy?
You don't like our glitter plan?
I like the glitter.
No, I'm just saying.
We have
like,
3 whole
to get
bridges, 1
explosives,
glitter.
he
And
might
we
be
have so much.
helpful.
What are we gonna do with the glitter? Like,
The
really?
components for explosives.
It's high grade stripper
We're
glitter.
gonna need a few types of
Exactly.
explosives. All of
It's
our plans
industrial.
are
Wait,
Isn't
valid.
it recycled?
Does Glimira want missiles, or would she prefer?
No, she's explosive.
Glitter.
Yeah,
No, the glitter's happening
I know, I'm
regardless.
just
What you
kidding.
have spoken to Glimira about,
Yeah.
she likes explosives.
Right.
A missile would be really cool. She probably hasn't had the chance
Nice.
to utilize
to
a
fire as a
missile.
missile.
Okay.
You actually
Wanna
have
do
seen,
missiles.
you saw it in like the
Missile.
middle of her compound.
Right.
A number of different like firecrackers,
Right.
TNT. Like these are all relatively minor in the grand scheme of things. A missile,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Cool. Can
So-
I buy 3 of them?
So we need a handful of missiles.
They're $80,000
Yeah,
each.
that's.
Oh, use the card.
We have our freedom card.
I have
We also have our
money.
Lucian Drake contact.
I currently have
I
the
don't
freedom
think
card
that
though.
will
It's
work.
literally a physical card.
Yes, but the point being that we
Yeah.
as a team
Yeah.
have the freedom
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
So we could get a couple missiles. We could get some demolition charges.
Okay.
We could get some of the 2 types of chemicals that
Yeah.
are out there.
I think we
and we
should
can get a melange of
Contact
explosive
Lucian
materials.
Drake to make this purchase
I don't think that's a good idea, but sure.
under the radar.
I don't think you
How-
can under
there's
the
no
radar.
under the
I want to
radar.
do this quickly
Like, hey, do you have a
and just.
personal number we
I
I
think-
want least suspiciously as
He doesn't
possible.
care
I
about
just want to
us.
buy it online using the freedom card, and just get them ordered.
I think buying missiles isn't super over the radar because we do have a ship and we are bound.
So are you
Well, that's my
going
point.
to
Yeah, that's not the
the
weirdest, but
Ares
once we
like
get into the chemicals and
infosphere
the
site
C4.
and just kind of browsing what they have?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
That's my plan. I'm sitting.
can, yeah.
I imagine I'm sitting on a
There's a
rock.
catalog, and you can see just like Amazon. There's
Yeah.
a shopping cart.
Yeah.
You can, instead of clicking on categories and seeing apparel and books,
Yeah.
there is anti-aircraft. There is like armor. There is infantry weapons. You can. It is Ares is Amazon, but for weapons.
Cool.
And as you enter and you connect your cred stick with the freedom card,
Yeah.
options
I
unlock.
have it.
You have a wide. Well, I mean, it's something that okay. Never
I
mind.
mean,
The
You
team
can
has
do it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
well, I'm
can't
just
we
saying,
just
like-
have it be like a
I
physical
don't know,
code
yeah,
in
if
the
it's
future?
like a code, then that's fine. But
Yeah.
like, I physically had the card, but you can use it obviously.
Yeah. So
It's
something
acceptable
that is
every
more.
release.
There is a
Everybody
physical
has the
piece to it, but you
number.
can attach it to like your
Great.
account. So
I'm under the Mosaic account looking for the shit.
Yeah, it's like an Amazon business
Right.
account. So yeah, you put in your work order number.
Nice.
And
Got a purchase rack already.
if you look over to the missile section,
Yes.
so there is a highest tier that you could typically unlock.
Okay.
This would be the Peacekeeper Block 12.
Okay.
This would be 70,000 credits.
Okay.
With your Freedom Stick attached,
Yeah.
there is the additional Peacekeeper Block 12 DPHE, which stands for Deep Penetration High Explosive. And those come in at 87,000. They are listed as bunker busters and probably would be very good for what you want.
And is that 87 with a discount?
That is not.
Okay.
Check the shipping too. Sometimes they
Who
up
can-
the shipping price, and then
Yeah.
you end up paying more on the
got you
shipping,
on
and
math.
they keep
Yeah,
it.
I need some math for how much
Get the free shipping.
each missile is. I want the $87,000 one. It says Bunker Buster right on it, in red, white, and blue font.
61.
61,000.
Okay, times 3.
Times 3?
Yeah, times 3.
Like
Just do times 3.
probably more. Than
183.
180. Times 0.3.
Yeah.
Okay.
183.
No, that's with the 0.3.
Oh, that
I'll take a screenshot of my shopping cart and send it to the group text to just quickly say, is this worth it for one bridge?
Bubs gives a thumbs up emoji.
There's also 50 credits. You
Yeah.
can get an extended warranty on each missile.
Ooh!
It is voided by its use,
Right.
but you 2-year
Yeah.
warranty.
No.
don't do
Okay.
that.
Echoes like the warranty is never worth it.
All right, thumbs up, thumbs
Gibbs,
up.
for 25 credits, you can get extra shipping protection.
Never
Ooh.
get the extras.
Oh, get a little handwritten note gift card that like you can give to the giver, and
For
then-
5 credits,
Can I get a gift wrap?
so you actually maybe
gift
recognize
wrapping.
this is a place where they haven't really thought about like all of the options and ways in which it
Yeah.
scales. There is a gift wrap option for 5 credits.
Done.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so I spend 180,000 credits plus 15.
I want you to
100
describe the Gibbs gift wrapped option.
183,015 credits.
Right.
Yes.
What kind of wrapping paper? What kind of because you're really good at like gifts and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wrapping.
Oh no, it's coming. It's very much
But
like Amazon. It's coming pre-wrapped,
Yeah,
so everything is
it's
going to be very
dumb.
crisp.
Oh, it's
like,
them?
This
Okay.
is
There's going to be
corporate
like
wrap.
the Aries logo all over it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Are you sending
Where are
it
you
to
sending it?
Glamira, or
Good question. I don't want to send it to the laundromat because you guys pointed out.
Are you-
Glamira has a lot of
you
booby
in
traps.
the
I don't know if it's a
shopping?
good idea to send it to
I
her.
imagine I'm sitting outside of Glamira's shopping from a rock.
You want to get the shipping protection?
I
if you
would
do
say
that.
the Pit Fighters Guild
I
and
was
like put
thinking
it under our
ship.
name.
Oh,
it-
Pit Fighters.
At the moment, she
Interesting.
currently owes money to the Pit Fighters Guild for what it's worth.
yeah, but it'd be under our name,
Like our fighter names?
and so we could
We-
transit
yeah,
the.
We could
things
also get it
from
shipped
there.
to our bay at the ship and then just bring it over.
But it's closer to do it to the Pit Fighters Guild. Is my point.
You can get it sent to the Vivarium, and then you can send Mosaic Team 4 right back around.
That's-
with it.
Yeah.
So
you
that's-
Hey,
forgot
did you swing
something.
by the Vivarium on the way?
Hey, Mesra.
Oh, you're
uh,
already here?
Is there a PO box at the Pit Fighters Guild that we can use to get some mail delivered to our?
Just some peel box for missiles.
You get a message back from Mesra, and you can almost read it in her voice as she says, "You may send anything to me, and I will hold it for you."
Love you. Thank you. Dope.
We're gift wrapping missiles.
It's going to be very unexpected.
to
I
mess.
feel like just a heads up.
Because also
They're
the last time that she saw you,
explosives.
you guys were like kind of butting into gladiators, and so like she's probably going to assume, oh, they're finally going to get custom costumes. Oh, they're going to get like their own weapons. But no,
You'll have like one of those
I'll
lithium-ion
just-
stickers on it that gives a
I'll
warning.
just text her and say, "Don't worry, it's fragile." And then submit the order on the phone.
Nice.
And then I throw a final rock at Glamira's that I've written out like a receipt of what I purchased her for her.
Okay, you throw a final rock. You kind of ting, 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 ting down the pile that you've left there. You can see there's like little bits of steam rising out of one of the things. Probably Glimmer's in the shower at this moment, and so
Okay.
we'll come back and collect these rocks and
Pile of rocks.
put on the glasses and just let's see what Gibbs is doing. Kind of go through.
Yeah,
the
if you read them out of
different
order, it's real confusing
things.
now.
Did you number them at all?
What?
Did you number them at all?
No, fuck no.
Perfect.
Because also Gibbs was like, "Oh, I know what I'm saying," and then everyone was like, "No, you don't," and I was like, "Fuck,
Oh, fuck, another rock.
I can't unsend a rock."
This one just says question mark. This one just says rocks.
This one says, "Can you add more rocks to the rock pile?"
This was just a random rock.
I ran out of rocks.
Oh, this is my pet rock.
during that time, Echo wants to go like to construction supply places, like sites,
Okay.
and purchase some demolition charges, and
Make
have it set.
We're gonna call this. We'll simplify this a little bit.
Simplify.
Yeah. For me, make a single diplomacy check.
Damn. Diplomacy, huh?
Yeah.
Not even cultures or computers for using
I-
the worldwide sphere, the galaxy-wide sphere, the universe-wide sphere.
I would say if you want, you can make a. No, it would really be diplomacy.
Damn.
Because you said you're going around to various construction sites.
No, to like construction websites.
Gotcha.
Like-
Make a culture check.
Cool.
Going
Yay.
up to random guys.
That's Cara diplomacy.
Can I borrow
30.
some of your demo charges? Sure.
You're the highly restricted info that I could just buy from you? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's my lunch break.
What was
anyway.
that check?
30.
A 30. With a 30, you go around the infosphere looking for this, and you have to use very careful. Yes.
And if they go to like tangentially underworld related places, I can reduce the DC by 5.
That is true. Are you doing that while searching for
If-
ammonium nitrate online?
We're going with legal route first. If legal route nets nothing, less legal routes.
So, to do this legally, to do this legally all the way,
No, just mildly legally.
to do it mildly legally, you need to form a shell corporation, acquire like mining permits, and then you could purchase ammonium nitrate.
This is Mars.
If you wanted to do it even less legally than that, you could impersonate an existing mining corporation and purchase through them.
Try that.
Okay.
That sounds good. I like that option.
Yeah.
Make a computers check, and this is you constructing a digital profile, and take 5 away from the DC, as this is
8.
8.
42.
Okay. With the 42, you spend some time crafting this digital sort of everyman that could work at any company. His name is perhaps John. Very average looking, very normal. And you make this sort of search through these websites, and you're looking for ammonium nitrate. How much are you looking for?
Did Glamira give us amounts?
I think so.
No, but I would say it's pretty easy to figure out that you need roughly 2 parts ammonium nitrate prills to 1 part diesel fuel to create the sort of explosion that you want.
Okay. And that's 1 explosion.
Yes. And when I say parts, depending on how much you get, you can
Yeah.
you can scale that up or down.
I was trying to think of like how much they would need. Echo would be attempting to get enough for 1 site.
Okay. For 1 site, you would need approximately 8,000 credits of ammonium nitrate prills. Very cheap. For diesel, even cheaper. You're probably looking at like 300 credits, maybe 3 big barrels of diesel fuel.
Echo's just gonna get the prills.
Okay.
And we'll acquire diesel elsewhere if Glamira needs it.
How many are you buying?
You said the number and I quickly
8,000.
forgot
How many
8,000
explosions?
credits.
Okay. 8,000 credits. So you're buying 1 explosion's worth.
1 explosion's worth of prills,
No.
please.
One we're doing with missiles. One we're gonna be
Please
at.
put that in the memo of the PO. 1 explosion's
terrorist act
worth.
worth of prills, please.
Not a terrorist act, 1 demolition's worth. I'm a mining
Demolition.
company.
That's true.
Is
So
that for the Brumble Street Bridge in your head?
It's
Correct.
unallocated as of yet.
Okay.
It's just there.
Yeah, we just have some prills.
So you do that. You're ordering rush shipping, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And am I able to select like a drop-off site?
You certainly can.
Echo's going to select the dump near us, the junkyard.
Okay, easy enough. That seems to be a popular location. So for 10K, you can get those delivered. They'll be set there for you. Somebody does need to sign for this ammonium nitrate. Normal John will need to be there.
Normal John will be there.
And so you get a little blip as soon as you place that order. 10K credits, easy enough. You will need to be there at 8 p.m. That does mean that neither you nor Shade will be present at the arrival of Mosaic Team 4.
Do we have to?
Yes! Yes!
Unless you want to send somebody else. To
No. Echo is.
Watch us fuck this
Nope.
so hard. Oh, we just
I-
lost Mosaic Team 4.
I don't.
Spice is like, these prills, they're white.
Oh my god.
Rails a bunch of ammonium nitrate.
I mean, they're a trained bounty hunter group. We can't just have them
Okay.
come to T-Town to meet. Like, do we have to like hold their hand and act like they're
but
celebrities?
they're gonna-
It's my sibling, yo.
It's more about
Seems like
giving them a rundown of the situation
Let's just let
on
Cindy
planet
go take a
as we
walkabout
have
and get back to the
gotten
vivarium on her own.
Yeah, just.
If you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there. Spice and I can handle it. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know.
If you don't
honestly-
want to be there, then fucking Shade will cancel his fucking date, because that was the whole point in the first place.
it just
Damn.
it just seems like
God
they're
damn.
capable of going to a location themselves.
No.
It's about
No, okay.
Do you
It's about
remember
making
how,
a good impression.
Do you remember
okay?
how we got shown around and we got taken
we
to
had
our
Kortor.
location?
Do you want to be fucking Kortor, or do you want to be some fucking punk ass little weenie?
I want to be Corridor.
Then you have to be fucking on top of your shit and actually show them a good time, and
I will
maybe
show 'em a good time.
No,
probe
not too
their
much of a good
anals.
time.
I know this girl at the Crimson Nebula who you're gonna love.
All right, I guess I will do this show.
You
for
might
a
need
side
to
quest.
probe anus.
Nice.
Joe,
Yes.
after signing for my prills,
Yes.
how long does it take Echo to run to Bobby Lee Spaceport?
Okay, never mind.
Very short. Probably like 3 minutes. It takes. It's probably like a 15-minute drive. So
Great.
You just
No
hope your
worries.
package is on time.
Yep.
All right.
So, anything else that people want to do before we fast forward to the roughly 8 o'clock phase of this evening?
Echo is normal John waiting outside the junkyard.
Okay. You are normal John waiting outside the junkyard. Shade, are you going to the Boozy Sunset Cantina?
Yeah, should I bring Squeak with me? No.
Weird to bring a dog on a date.
Yeah, if someone.
I think it's especially weird to bring one without saying that you're going to,
Yeah.
and on a
Yeah.
first date in
Just-
a restaurant.
I'm gonna make sure that Squeak is well situated.
And I love dogs.
Bubs
but I
has
feel like
everything.
It's a
You have
power.
everything under control for Mosaic Team 4's arrival, right?
Yeah, I was gonna go pick them up, but I guess Echo's gonna do it now.
No, we're
They're-
going.
I'm gonna meet
They're
you there.
arriving at the Bobby
Okay.
Lee Memorial Station. Then
You've
they
got the
need to be
car.
brought to the former nuke site, now pump site.
Don't worry, my cookies are coming out of the oven right now. Let me just box them up, and I will go pick them up. I have cookies now that I've
Did you print the ingredients individually
Yes,
and then
and then-
make the cookies?
make the cookie, yeah.
Very inefficient, but you do so.
Cool. And then I get in the car.
Okay.
I'll go.
Cool. I get in the car.
No,
Yeah,
no,
well,
no, the car.
Can we
You
just
guys
do
gotta
ours?
take public
Yeah,
transit.
can
Yeah,
we
you're
just
taking
do
the
it?
train. You're taking.
I don't
the-
understand.
Yeah,
The
why?
car is with them.
Yeah, cars at.
You're walking in the boozy cantina. It's down the
literally
street.
No,
a- around the
I'm
corner.
at the Bobby Lee Memorial Port right now.
Are you
in
going
the
to your
car.
date?
Yeah, but I have
we
the
fast
car.
forward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. Then.
Great. I take the car.
Yeah.
So
And I
you,
drive
you
back.
drive back, you get out of the car. Gibbs, you get in the car with Spice. You make your way over to the Bobby Lee
Yeah.
Memorial Space Station.
So you're at
For
the
you,
laundromat?
Echo, you stand outside the junkyard.
Dan is with the three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The three of you are all going
No
to the
one's at
space.
the laundromat?
No one's at the laundromat.
It's
Laundromat's
closed now.
closed.
Briefly,
Oh.
Shade is at the laundromat getting ready for this date, which is probably very brief. And then you make your way just down the street to this place that is right around the corner.
I have no visible scars except the one on my heart. Time to go.
Damn.
Nice. Got him.
As you all kind of get into the various locations, Shade, you kind of step into the front door. The three of you pull up at the spaceport, and for you, Spice, you see this truck kind of make their way up the ramp and towards you. Because it is 8 o'clock, this is where we're going to step away for a quick break.
Nice.
And when we come back, we will begin the Android date.
Yay!
Yay!
Android Day!
There's going to be a timer on your screen. We'll be back in just a little bit.
It's gonna be over there.
And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. If you did, if not, you are joining us now for some Starfinder. And as we come back, it is getting closer to 8, 9 o'clock at night. Is there anything that we want to do before going around the table? Shade goes on a date. Bubbles, Spice, and Gibbs go and retrieve, Mosaic Team 4, or Echo, you receive your shipment of ammonium nitrate.
How are you preparing for your date?
Oh.
How are you dressing?
Well,
Girl
I
straight
was
shade.
last time was fucking normal John in a towel,
Yeah.
so now probably just normal John.
There's 2 normal jobs.
You're
So
going on
polo
a date.
shirt.
That's what you're gonna wear?
And wear like a polo shirt and khakis.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, you're going on a date. You look like shit. Cinema Q, get over here.
A little drone and kind of comes up.
You know
and
what's really
immediately
cute?
begins to
Leather
stab.
jackets.
And tuxes.
No.
I think you should put a
Those
leather
seem
jacket,
contradictory.
a leather tux.
No. He's
Yes.
going to the Boozy Cantina. We've been there. We know the
Yes.
clientele. No. You know-
Leather tux.
leather jacket, but with those like motorcycle-y stripey things.
Gold thread. That's what
and
you need.
jeans.
No jeans.
Yes.
That's not formal enough for a first date.
She's going to the Boozy Cantina. They don't even serve food there.
I don't care. You want to impress her, don't you? Leather pants and leather blazer jacket, gold thread, Cinema Q, and then whatever embellishment Gibbs said.
I don't believe that fits the occasion.
Jeans.
It's a first date.
White t-shirt,
I don't
leather
bet.
jacket.
Boo! What are you, a motorcyclist? Lame.
Or black pants, denim jacket, white t-shirt.
Ew, denim? Is he a lesbian? No. You need a pressed white tux shirt, or whatever that's called that guys wear. A bolo tie, actually. We're swapping out for a bolo tie. And I want it to be close to your neck.
We are all over the map. Whoa. Okay.
And make yourself a little bit taller, like pump your heels up a little bit.
So it started with you're dressed poorly, and it ended with there are things physically wrong with the way that you.
Do you want me to give you a glass eye?
No, don't listen. You know what? What you're wearing looks great. And Gibbs is gonna put her hand over Spice's mouth, and we're gonna leave.
Okay, you just extract Spice into the car.
Be yourself.
For
Yeah, but I
you,
still want to hear what fit do you land on.
Shade,
That's
you
important
stand
for me.
in the laundromat, kind of dark, all the lights and power off. It is closed. You are still wearing just the normal clothing that you wear. What are you putting on for this date, if anything?
Go naked.
That's one way to do it.
I don't know.
The naked man is a daring strategy pioneered in the early 90s.
You should just wear a box.
I mean, the first time was a towel, so. No, probably just like, I don't know, fucking like jeans and a like nice shirt.
And a leather
Oh.
jacket.
It's not that cold out, is it?
No,
We're on Mars.
We're on Mars.
You're inside a
I'm
mega
gonna
city.
wear something that is equally appropriate to fit within a crowd on Mars.
You can wear a white t-shirt and jeans. That's easy enough.
No,
you-
white t-shirt. I have a little more sense of style
You're
than
going to the
fucking
Boozy
white
Cantina, you're
t-shirt.
wearing a white t-shirt.
You don't want the stains on it, so fucking all the sauce.
So is it a black button up or is it a white t-shirt?
Use your words.
Why are those the only two options?
No, you just tell us
No,
what
you
you
tell
want.
us,
We're
brother.
looking for some kind of description here.
like
You say a
a-
shirt,
like
and we
a-
say, "Oh, a white one," and you go,
like a-
"No."
Like a blue, dark blue,
Okay.
blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have the MT5 emblem? Sorry.
Like, oh, you're gonna wear
Sales
a
force.
word
Yeah.
disguise skin.
MT5, but it's just.
You go through
Did
everything.
she recognize that you're organic parts though?
Oh man, yeah, she did.
Yeah.
So
So that's why I was like, yeah.
but the part that was projected on is more of like the body elements, a little bit more biological than before. Yeah,
So you gave yourself abs.
Pants?
basically.
What pants are you wearing? If you're wearing
Jeans.
pants.
These are jeans.
Jeans,
Like,
jeans.
like, I don't know, like dark gray jeans or something.
Dark gray jeans.
Olive.
Oh my
That
god.
face was phenomenal.
It's fucking. This
Granted,
guy's.
we have
Ugly!
we We have made the same face when
You
she
can
has
see-
described her dancing outfit and her dominatrix outfit. So
Yeah,
now
no,
her time
I'm
to
not-
make a face.
So you can see like Spice trying, like reaching for you through the glass as Gibbs like pulls away. The car.
Just pressed up against the car window.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can't look like that.
But pulls away, and in your very normal clothes, you make your way over to the Sunset Cantina.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
From
easy
across the
enough.
street, normal John's just like,
It's like,
Android
you're-
communication about 80 feet perpendicular, but you
How do I
walk over to the Boozy Sunset. As you enter in, it is a narrow bar with the front dining area. There's a lot of people here. It's pretty crowded. You note that there is no food here. Everybody just has drinks. The walls are painted in ombre of dark oranges, purples, and blues to look like a tropical sunset. There are fiber optic stars in the highest ceilings and textured aluminum palm trees bolted into the wall. There is a jukebox that is currently playing this little techno music, and you do not see a server named Sarah Shine. They seem to not be present. Instead, there is a Yasoki who is currently kind of behind the bar. That seems to be the only person here. You do see, up in the elevated seating area, waiting for you, Nurse Kelsey. They have the brown hair kind of down, no longer up in a towel as you had last seen them. It falls down in these long kind of cascades. They are, unlike you, wearing their Jacinto like work uniform. Likely came just from work. You can see like the top button off, wearing like basically loafers. But she turns and catches your eye and waves to you. Do you make your way over there?
Turn around and leave. No.
Okay.
No, I go up.
Okay. I'm pretty sure at least one of you has done that. So you make your way over, you arrive at the table. As you sort of sit down, the Yasoki kind of jumps up from behind the bar and makes their way over as well. Are you saying anything to Kelsey?
It's good to see you, Kelsey.
She nods and she says, "It's good to see you as well. I'm sorry work ran a little long. I didn't have a chance to stop."
It is fine.
They kind of nod. The Yasoki comes up, and they stand up very upright. This Yasoki is like 3'8". They have short hair. You can see they have a little silver stud in their left ear. But they say, "Welcome to the Boozy Sunset. Ice cream machine's broken and the food's not fooding tonight. What are you folks having?"
I will have a shot of vodka.
Okay. You can see Kelsey just kind of looks at you, and she says, "I'll have a Twin Suns daiquiri, please." He nods and says, "All right, normal drink for you and a shot of vodka for you." "Absolutely. Be right back." And they turn around and make their way back behind the table. They are busy. You can see, now left alone in this establishment with no servers to help them, they are waiting tables, they are making drinks. And so this might take a second. Kelsey looks up at you and says, "So, what would you like to talk about?"
Well, what have you been busy with at work?
Well, I've just gotten back from Elysium 2 days ago. It was a very nice extended stay, and I've been working, catching back up on notifications, and we have a new grant coming in that is very important to us that I've been working on. How much do you know about the work that we do at the Gene Clinic?
Only a little.
Let me turn the music down just a little bit.
Nice. I literally texted
I'm
him.
also imagining like a small Italian restaurant, but that's not the vibe at all.
No.
Mexican, but dive bar.
Yeah, so if you've ever been to the Sunset Cantina in Alston, it is very much like that was in 2010, the last time that I went.
Damn.
It is no longer like that, I don't think. I think it was torn down, actually.
Yeah.
But, give me 1 second here. So they turn to you and they say, "We work on glow lung, we work on seer skin, and we've begun working and hope to expand our research on Mars mutation syndrome, which is sort of the conglomeration of side effects caused by long-term exposure to the different things that travel across the atmosphere on Mars." What do you do, by the way?
Mostly shipping and other traveling-based assignments.
They look at you, and they kind of nod, and they say, "So do you own a shipping company or something?" Hey, it doesn't really matter. You must be doing very well to spend time at Elysium.
It was a bonus for a job well done from our boss.
You get bonuses.
It was the first.
That's still very nice. It's one more than I've gotten.
How is your employer?
The clinic.
Jacinta?
Director Kalugi is a genius. They've researched things that I've never even thought about or considered. They're a geneticist, and so naturally they are interested in things like Mars mutation syndrome, things that alter the genes. They're a little detail-oriented for my taste.
And what are your tastes in the matter?
In what matter?
Your research, specifically.
It's incredibly important. I mostly work on the children's wing, and to see such small beings with the damage that things like seerskin can cause. Have you seen it?
I have not.
It causes crackling green fire-like skin that is agonizing, and almost always infection sets in quickly after. It doesn't need to exist, and with a bit more research, we could cure it.
That is unfortunate for the children. What you're doing is very noble.
They nod and they say, well, it takes a team. It's a lot of us working there. That reminds me, you have some missing elements.
Correct.
Have you thought at all about it, what you would like to do about that?
I have. I've been speaking with some of my companions on the shipping vessel. They encouraged me to seek out alternative means of retrieving some elements of my past. They had actually suggested that I reach out to you.
She nods, and she says, well, we could schedule something at the clinic, and we could retrieve the things that are on the edges of those cores, but without them in their entirety, or without the central processor, it will be impossible to recover everything.
I have concerns. My line of work has put me at odds with Jacinta. I do not want to get you involved in something that will bring harm to you.
Make a diplomacy check.
So good at that.
Hey, I rolled real well on mine.
You took all the good rolls.
Double nat 20.
We don't know that.
Alright, flat dice roll. Here
You
we
can do
go.
it.
Come on, Shade.
It's a big
You're on
one.
a date.
Come on, big boy.
Don't fuck it up, brother. Don't get nervous. Don't think about it too hard.
You do have your once a
Don't
day
hesitate.
reroll.
You do. You have your once a day reroll.
But you know, if you'd
Stay
worn
reroll.
a leather jacket,
If you had
It
worn
would've been a
leather
+2
tuxedo
modifier.
with a bolo tie, you're right.
It's a -2 condition.
Yeah, I haven't worn any of that
Sweating.
shit. Minus
Honestly,
two.
walking in naked might have been better than the bolo tie.
it works.
Oh, brother.
It works.
Oh, brother.
And that one.
It was a 1 for the second roll and an 8 for the first.
Oh shit.
You took all the good rolls!
Really is.
I
Fell on your
No.
face.
They nod and they say, well, thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry I won't be able to help you.
I am as well.
You're ugly.
There are other ways that you might be able to recover this, and of course, if you could get the processors back, then you could remember everything.
Unfortunately, any other leads that I have are not worth pursuing.
They nod and they say, well, with all of the doctors going missing, it's challenging to find any help now.
Missing doctors
Yes, that's what I just said.
within the clinic.
We have not had any, luckily, but just sort of galaxy-wide. There have been a number of them just going missing.
Is there any connection?
I
Related fields?
I don't believe so.
That is troublesome.
They nod and they say, but I'm just a nurse, so I don't have anything to worry about.
I believe what you do is very valuable.
That makes about one person here. What we do is incredibly valuable. We do everything. But perhaps you'll find something else. And I work a lot with memory. Most people who find it don't find themselves much happier, for what it's worth.
There's a feeling that is difficult to describe. I try to look forward and stay focused on my team, the people that I care about. But it's as if I am constantly looking into the past. Unintentionally. A voice behind my ear. Something that isn't there that I see.
They nod, and they say, that must be hard for you as an android.
It is taxing.
You know, for most of us, that's constant.
Yes. I understand that.
Have you ever considered that perhaps you're just becoming more human?
I question where the humanity was or ever is from the people that I've encountered. It seems as if humanity is not something to strive for.
She smiles and she nods and she says, I don't take that personally. You're right. I mean, look around. The very things that I'm fighting to cure are the things that are caused by Jacinto, by Ares, by the companies that operate here. But there are good people too.
Like you.
There are good people too. Anyways, if you've run afoul of my employers, this probably isn't going to work.
I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me.
They take out their cred stick and kind of wave over at the Yosoki behind the bar, and they nod to you and they say, and if you are able to resolve things with Jacinto, of course, please give me a call. I'd be happy to help.
You recognized a vestige of my past when we first met. That was...
I recognize where parts of your face come from, yes.
You are a fan of Lockout?
I work with quite a few fans of Lockout, and there are members of my family who are fond of the Earth League.
Perhaps we could go to a game sometime.
They smile, they finish paying for both of your drinks, and they say,
Well, it's not going anywhere.
perhaps. But as they stand up and they push their chair in, you feel like perhaps not.
Yeah, Shade's gonna light up a cigarette and just sit there still.
Okay, you sit there still. They turn, the Yosoki comes up as you're still just kind of sitting there, and they look down as Kelsey walks out the door, and they say, that's rough, guy. That's rough. I've been there. I'm gonna make you some ice cream. And they make their way back down, and they start the soft serve machine up. There's like some dust out from it because it's been off the entire time that you guys have been on Mars.
I don't want that.
It's never been run. You can see like it begins as solid and slowly kind of melts back down.
Awesome.
But he's doing it for you.
What
Doing
a
it for
treat.
you, Shade. It's all for
I
you.
don't want it. I don't want it.
Flashing back over to the Bobby Lee Memorial. Well, first of all, the three of you in a car. Are you guys doing anything or just making your way there?
Shit looks like shit! You have to let me save him!
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
You throw
Faces
the
past.
radio on.
Ew!
That is certainly not the song that plays because it's copyrighted, but there is a song very
Wagging
similar
my
to that.
tail down the street, looking at boys I meet.
Okay.
So Gibbs begins to sing the hit Yosoki songs of the
Boys
day.
I eat.
Everything in Gibbs's mind is about food.
Hey, Yosoki sometimes eat their babies.
Also true. Oh yeah. Gibbs. Yeah. So
Backstory.
you go. Gibbs was eaten as a child. You make your way to the Bobby Lee Memorial Space Station. You pass through security without a single issue, and you make your way to the director. At the director, you can rendezvous with Bubbles, who is on their very best behavior, getting ready to receive Mosaic Team 4. And there is about an hour before they arrive. As like Shade starts their date, what are you all doing? Just kind of waiting?
Playing hopscotch in the parking lot.
Okay.
His dad's in there.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I guess I'll take care of business.
Wow.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business.
Also
Yes,
copyrighted.
Sorry. Taking care of
Yosoki's.
taking care of fathers. Nope. Okay, whatever.
Taking care of daddies. Wait.
No. Nope.
So you
Oh, Daddy.
are you doing that right now?
Yeah, well, now's as good a time as any.
No, it's not.
Why?
We've only got an hour.
Mosaic Team 4.
How long does it take to return a father to his?
I've never returned a father to the father store before.
I have my
Daddy
receipt and everything.
Does
It's
the
in mint condition,
And you
kind
say,
of.
my daddy's
Only been used
defective.
once.
Well,
Take him back.
His bounty is put out by a certain organization.
If you want to do it, you should just do it.
But
Who
it's,
is the
it available to
organization
do
that
here
has
is
the
question.
bounty out on Hisoka?
Like, is there a
card
county
that I can
jail we
see?
could drop him off at?
Yeah.
So the 10,000 credit bounty
Oh, it's
is
10,000
payable.
credits.
Sorry, 10 million.
Oh.
10 million credits, dead or alive, and it is payable to the General Protectorate Force.
So we have to bring him to the GPF.
Alright,
So
fine.
it's
Do they have an ROTC office here that we could bring him to, or?
Specifically, no. So even though they are
okay.
not like enemies, the GPF and the USR are the two largest powers in the galaxy,
it's like
and that
the
puts them
US
at
and
odds
China.
through like they are kind of in competition for everything.
Alright. So we need to kind of drive through on our way to the next location. To
So
drop
there's
him
none
off
here,
at.
so now it's not the time.
next location, and there's a bunch of GPF there.
Oh yeah.
We
Never
might
mind.
be turn coding. It seems
Like
like we
playing
might be turn
hopscotch in the parking lot, and
Okay.
she'll invite like
You see,
whoever's in the parking lot over.
For you, Echo,
So much was just
as you are there, it is a like huge amount of this ammonium nitrate. They unload it using this like pallet jack to go down. It is an old man Yosoki who like delivers this all. They look you up and down, and they kind of say, "Papers."
I was not aware I needed to bring them.
What are you talking about? This is a class 2 restricted substance. You can't just be buying this stuff. You make explosive out of this, you know.
Oh,
We just mix it up with a little bit of diesel. You shouldn't tell anybody this now. But 2 parts of this, 1 part of diesel
no,
fuel.
no, don't tell me. I'd rather not know.
It's pretty safe. You just douse it with water, and it becomes laughing gas, basically.
That sounds awful.
The
I.
papers.
It is my first day on the job, and my boss told me that the papers had been forwarded to your company.
Well, your boss is wrong.
So how do we handle this?
Well, you're probably pretty fucked. You're
Ah,
gonna get fired. You're gonna lose your job, and probably your insurance, and then probably any kind of health things. But I tell you what, you got 10,000 credits on you. I mean, I'm sure they pay you more than 10,000 credits.
you would be surprised. But from my last job, I think I have some savings that I can put together. Yes, I think I can do that. Echo does their best to job of being pitiful, normal John.
Make a diplomacy check. Take a -2 conditional modifier.
Ooh, not bad. 21.
21. What is the wording for the criminal underworld DC thing? Because this act in and of itself is illegal, but it's not part of the criminal underworld.
Reduce the DC of culture checks to recall knowledge about
Not
the
culture
criminal.
checks. Okay. So
Says
with
culture
that,
checks.
they look you up and down, and they just kind of say, they hold out their communicator for you to pay, and they say, I feel real bad doing this for you, but business.
Echo says, wait right here. I need to go grab it.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get going.
I have hard credits.
This is how people get ambushed. I'll see you later.
Oh, that is
Shit.
Climbs up into this truck.
Beep.
You beep, spend 10,000 credits. And they say, oh, that wasn't so hard, right? Let me get this down for you. And they get down and they begin to unload this cargo. For 10,000 credits, they do a really good job unloading it. They put it just 90-degree angles to each other right out on the sidewalk for you.
Great.
It would be easy to get a pallet jack underneath and lift these up.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a movable kind of like hover cart, these things would be easy to move.
Mm-hmm.
Gets in the truck and drives off very quickly.
What time of night is it?
With all of that,
8:02.
like 8:20.
Great. Echo is going to just quickly look over in the junk section and see if there's hover carts, because they have to move a lot of stuff around.
Yeah, there definitely is. On the other side of these kind of walls of junk, you can see there are a few of them kind of lying around. None have been tethered in place. They're all pretty rusty, and a few of them, it's been a long time since you've seen this. A few of them have wheels.
Echo heads over, like assuming that they can hop the fence,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and get the cart back on the other side of the fence.
Ram through the fence.
How strong are you?
Are you asking about
What is your strength score?
Strength score? My strength score is 13. My athletic score is plus 22.
Okay. With your athletic score, you are able to just muscle this over. It's tough. It's like a pretty dense piece of machinery, but you get it over this fence. You can easily hop back over and start loading this stuff on. Where are you bringing it?
We have like a loading area for the laundromat in the
You
back,
do?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, no problem. So probably around 8:35, you conclude this task, and if you want, you could make your way off to the
Aluminum nitrate's fine for the laundromat, but missiles too
ammonium
big.
nitrate.
Yeah.
The visual.
The thing, well, the thing is also missiles. When you buy a missile, you're buying it through a defense contractor.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have the permits in place to do that, which you do. Yeah. To buy ammonium nitrate, which is commonly used to make explosives by people who don't have that,
Yeah.
it's a little bit tighter regulated. And realistically, they're both about the same.
And then Echo brings back the truck, leaves it in front of the gate, and then attaches a coupon that said, needed to receive laundry detergent. Thank you for your assistance. And it's a coupon for the laundromat.
Fantastic. Networking within your community.
Hey! And then zips over to the spaceport.
You arrive at the spaceport before Mosaic. Actually,
Are we all gonna show up before
no.
Mosaic?
You get out just in time to see head nurse Kelsey as they make their way out, very much without shade. And it's like the date has barely started.
Yeah, Echo knew what time that started.
Yeah. So you're aware of the fact that like you're fast, that was faster. And probably didn't go great.
Echo thinks that maybe they should check in on Shade later. And continues on.
No problem. You can smell the cigarettes from here and you take off
Well,
towards
Shade's
the...
just gonna have the one and
It's a whole
down the
pack,
shot.
the one pack.
Leave right after.
Okay.
No point.
He needs
just
to go
sitting
cuddle
there.
Squeak.
No problem. Still probably will get there a
About
solid
as expected.
Probably
20
like,
minutes after
that went
Echo.
well. Maybe not.
As you make your way to the spaceport, all of you sort of coalesce right around like 9:40. Would Shade get there as well? And so all of you can make your way over to meet Mosaic Team 4 as they arrive. Is there anything that you're doing before that? Okay, you slick your hair back, and you stand right outside Bay 20 as Mosaic Team 4 shuttle arrives. This
Had
is
ice
very
cream
Similar.
at the Boozy Cantina.
Oh, nice. It'll go so great with these cookies. I bet Mosaic Team 4 would love this.
It's so. Have you ever had freeze dried ice cream?
Yes.
Same texture, but not on purpose.
Yeah.
This has been like left out so long that it dehydrated and then like was
Just
reconstituted.
walked back.
It's tough, but no problem.
So I hold the cup, hold my Tupperware cookies, and I'm going to just wait for Mosaic Team 4.
You could dip them if you want.
No, this is for our guests.
Oh, so kind.
Gibbs,
Yes.
we have.
Spice is going to quick on her communicator, text Nebula Queen Bella, and she's gonna get Janine and Rise ready. We're gonna have a team come through. Put them in their best outfits and with the matching boots, please. I'll see you guys later.
What?
So are you trying to book a room there?
Yes, obviously.
Is the director or something?
It's for Mosaic Team 4. She's gonna be a good hostess.
No, they're going to the nukes.
They're going to the
plants. They're going to the. They're
Immediately?
Going to, yeah, they're going to the pumps.
So
We got a
can
Spice is trying to bring your brand new rookie team of recruits to a strip club right when they get there. I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting them to the pumps.
We're gonna give
Well,
them
let them relax for a
You
little
gotta
bit.
let them
Shouldn't
get
they
pumped before they go to
unload?
the pumps, obviously.
They just got here. Let them live a little.
I do know that. Well, actually, I don't know. I've never seen them at a strip club.
Everybody loves a strip club. What do you mean?
No, they do
You
not.
get a message. You get a message back from Alara, the Nebula Queen, and she says, for 30,000 credits, she'll book you a private room. She will book you those two specific performers for the entire night and guarantee you a night that you will all forget, but have a great time.
I just got a no-go. Never mind, hun. Thanks anyway.
Okay?
30,000. That's all my money.
Yeah, it's like, like coworkers and stuff. Like, I know that we're cool with like strip clubs with each other, but like, you wouldn't take your grocery store clerk to the strip club, right?
What do you mean?
Like, I think
Of course I did.
Mosaic
His
Team-
name was. He's the one who brought me there when I was a child. Duh. That was my first introduction. Actually, was the bagger. He brought me there. It was so fun. I'll never forget.
I have so many questions about your culture.
But luckily, right about now, Mosaic Team 4 shuttle arrives, almost in like a hastened manner. The ramp descends, and you can see the first of Mosaic Team 4 as they arrive. Give me 1 second here. Okay. You can see descending the ramp is a rugged human, probably in about their 30s, brown hair that's very close to a tan scalp. They hold themselves in a manner that is not dissimilar to Bubbles. They're similar in build. If Bubbles had a lot more hair and was maybe just a little bit shorter,
And sexier.
they look. That is a matter of perspective. They look around at everybody and then stand off to the side. Following them is a Skittermander. You can see very quick down the ramp with all of their little arms. They have iridescent violet fur that ripples like the surface of water. Their wide eyes shimmer like twin galaxies. And Gibbs, for you, you can see there is mystic elements to the tattoos that glow beneath their fur. They immediately run down the ramp and they say, "Announcing Mosaic Team 4! I got the bags!" And they rush right back up and begin like picking up suitcases and stuff. Almost bumped out of the way by them as they make their way down is a Kasatha. You can see they are tall, flowing desert gray robes adorned in polished chrome filigree. They're very graceful before getting bumped by this Skittermander as they make their way down. They have a full custom rig kind of adorning their back and shoulders with other elements of these kind of tools that hang off. And then following them is the most average looking human that you have ever seen. They almost kind of blur your eyes as you look at them. They are average height, they are average weight. They have an eye color that is somewhere between blue and brown. They have sort of like a blondish hair, but when the light hits it from behind, it's very dark. Yeah.
Bubs is gonna go up and introduce himself. Oh,
haven't
hi.
gotten out yet.
You must be Scott. And Bubs is gonna reach out and shake his hand.
You reach out to this human and they go, "No, my name is Paul. That's Scott."
Oh,
And they kind of gesture back, and you see the first person that went down. They look just a little bit more hair, but very similar
Yeah.
to you. They nod their head and they say, "I'm Scott."
oh, nice to meet you. And
We'll
Bubs
see.
will
And they shake
shake
your hands.
hands.
The final person that makes their way down, Echo, almost a mirror of you. You can see this other Echo unit, glowing white-green eyes, their hair a little bit longer. You had seen like these extensions almost layered into them previously. These have been much more neatly kind of tied back into this sort of very, what's the word?
Braid?
It's a braid, but it's very it's a very
French braid, fishtail.
practical
Dutch braid?
practical braid. It is a very practical braid. It is
practical
very
technical
much like
braid.
a Dutch braid, but it is very practical. You can see that they are wearing a mosaic blue set of coveralls, otherwise very much exactly what they had before, though there is armor woven into the fibers themselves. And there is just the faintest glint of happiness across these eyes. You can see the green kind of light glows a little bit brighter for just a moment, and they descend the staircase as well, walking by Bubbles, who confuses the two humans. They walk over to you, Echo, and they say, "Mosaic Team 4, reporting for duty."
Welcome, Team 4.
Welcome, Team 4! Are you guys huggers?
They turn. You can see they look at you,
I
and
made
then
cookies.
running down the ramp is this Skittermander. They're carrying all of the suitcases, every single person's bag. You can see they're carrying like a case full of these like digitized star maps. They are carrying elements of like the gear, the ammo, everything. And they go, "I'm a hugger!" And they spread all four of their
Aw.
arms. The crates fall all over the place. The like things hit. Some of the other humans like jump and dive to grab things, but things fall on the ground and they hug you.
Yay! I also have ice cream.
And in this moment, there is a spark as your arcane energy mixes with theirs. This person, you have been around people like this. This is a witch warper, almost certainly.
Rich Warper.
And they say, "Oh, I didn't even think of a gift. Wait, what's your favorite food?"
All of it. Anything.
"Oh, okay."
Anything. I love food.
And they reach into their pockets, and there is a flash of light, and they pull out this long gummy worm that's like 3 inches thick. And as they pull it, it suddenly into a like 8 or 9 dozen noodles that are like straight fused into this. But this is coated in red sauce, and then as that slurps out, it connects to just a big steak that out the pocket. And I go, "Not everything, but it's close."
Yeah, I love that so much.
They
Oh my
hand it
gosh.
over to you. Just kind of adjusting reality on the fly.
Captain Echo 547.
They turn to you and they say, "Team Leader Shade."
I have the mission dossier updated with the current location of the pumps and what we've surveyed thus far for you.
Excellent.
Transmitting now.
They receive this, you get the acknowledgement digitally, and very quickly they scan it. You see the eyes just flash for a moment, and they say, "Acknowledged. Shall we head to the site immediately?
Whenever you
Or
are
are there
ready.
previous plans in place?"
Are you hungry? Do you want dinner? There's a great ice cream place that has
yeah.
gravel.
"I have brought my own food."
But your team, did they?
You see the first human that Bubbles had referenced says, "Oh, we could eat." But the Echo unit says, "Eating in this place is not efficient. We have brought our own rations.
But team
Yeah,
If you
building.
wish, you may deliver them to this site.
But
Shall we depart?"
Before
Whenever you are ready.
Don't you want to
Mosaic Team 4,
get...
move out. And they make their way over. They give you just the like smallest bit of a nod, but they're efficient. They move. The rest of the team, there's a few sighs. You
What
can
the fuck's
see-
your name?
yeah,
They-
trying to.
Who are you calling to?
Skittermander.
The Skittermander?
This is the best one
Nice
I ever
to
had.
meet
What's
you.
your name?
She goes, "Oh, my name is Ashana."
We're escorting them.
Nice. I'm Gibbs.
We're walking with them.
Are we? Because if they just brushed by us.
No, we're walking.
547. A moment, if you would not mind.
They turn, they stop, and gesture to the rest of the team, and they say, "Mosaic Team 4, proceed. I will catch up with you."
Is this the first assignment where you are in charge? Or is this one of many?
This is the first assignment where I am nominally in charge, but it is also one of many.
Elaborate on nominally.
Weapons Master Dragonfist is technically the leader, but they are bad.
What? Elaborate.
They do not create additional plans upon exit. They do not create contingency plans for all possible scenarios. They do not create external lists of vendors when scouting out locations to stay. They do not pack additional ammunition when required. They do not refill their water supplies between missions.
Thank you.
There are 563 other items on my list.
May I offer a suggestion? As a fellow member of our batch that is integrated into a team of Mosaic design. Sometimes it is better to keep those things, those running lists, and your own backlog. Prepare them as a side, and surprise your team with your preparedness. The fully organic beings in particular favor this, as sometimes they act erratically.
They always act erratically. That is the most predictable thing about organic beings. I, instead, trick them.
Echo thinks about whether or not they should just let 547 learn this or give more guidance. And Echo just kind of like vaguely smiles, sees all of the enthusiasm here, which is like little tiny stars in Echo vision and just flat affect for the rest of the group.
Yeah.
I know you are eager to impress and do your best here, especially as you do not have the overhanging shadow of debt in the extreme over your head. But remember, the organics are your team now as well. They are part of a different batch. They can provide valuable insight that we often overlook, even if the chaos is sometimes disconcerting.
Much like a pack of dogs or other animals of service.
I would not have put it that way. You are welcome to your opinion.
They kind of nod, and they say, I will think on this, Echo. Thank you for your advice.
Good luck. It is squishy down there.
For just a moment, it's like for everybody else, they just turn and walk away, but there is like a pause, a brief pause for them, where that doesn't quite sound good, but they make their way off. Are you all following? Are you walking with them?
Yeah, right.
Spice is going to run up in between Paul and Scott and say, boys! And she'll link her arms in between two of them.
Okay.
Okay. And then she'll be like, so, you guys just got off the plane. How was that long, grueling ride to get here?
You can see Paul at this turns and just goes, I mean, it was just a day.
You must be so tired.
Paul turns and looks at you and goes, we're not tired.
Oh, well, I know a place in case you ever do get tired where you can go for a good time. Do you guys like good times?
You can see Scott goes, no. But then Paul says, yeah, I'd like a good time.
Do you know what kind of good time I'm talking about?
I mean, not really.
Well, I have a fun place. It's called the Crimson Nebula. I know
It's
a
a
couple
strip
of girls
club.
there.
Oh.
They are super great.
Don't go.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. At this, you can see the person, Scott, turns and sharply says, we can't do that because you're on a mission.
Yeah,
We're working.
Yeah, we're all working, right? Life is work. Do you work to live or live to work?
We work to live.
Well, then, yeah. Let's go spend those dollars that you've earned.
This is
You
easy
deserve
for
some
you to
time
say.
off.
You're highly ranked as bounty hunters already. We're not. We aren't pulling in 10 million credits a night.
It's who you know, not what you know.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, don't listen to her. She's giving you
We
bad
have
advice.
done very much to get where we are.
He nods and he says, "We've read the reports."
It has
This
been.
is
Reports.
Bubbles.
Hi.
They nod and they say, "We've read the reports."
Yeah. Hi. I'm Bubbles. I don't think we've actually introduced ourselves. I think some of us are getting a little ahead of ourselves. I'm Bubbles. This is Gibbs, the medical officer.
Her healiness.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I
I
never
read
did.
the reports.
Oshana said, "See, Scott, I told you I could be best friend." And Scott just says, "No, that is not a title."
This is Spice, diplomatic officer. This is Captain Shade, and this is Echo, in terms of espionage and security officer. And I'm Bubs.
Echo just like straightens up as they're just like, I have a title.
Wait, no, I changed the titles. I forgot.
No,
I'm trying
the
to
paperwork
find
got rejected.
And
it.
The paperwork didn't get
Yeah.
rejected. You just never submitted it.
I thought it got rejected.
No, you specifically said I never submitted it.
So I know you guys just kind of got some new members. Do you guys want to go around and just introduce yourselves?
Yeah, so they go around. They reintroduce themselves again. I narrated them all in kind of one by one, so I'm not
Yeah,
going to
it's-
go around and introduce them. But
Share names.
they absolutely go down. The Scott would share his name as Scott.
Yeah.
Oshana would go on and on about how she really just wants to help people.
Oh my god.
She
Yay.
is almost difficult in how helpful she is. Really, like anytime that you try to open the door, slams it shut and then reopens it for you, like almost a nuisance. The Kasatha's name is Ufril von Freisch Loxt Alons of Clan Uruguay.
Ufril?
Ufril von Freisch Lox Alons of Clan Uruguay.
What's the first part name?
Ufril von Freisch Lox Alons of Clan Uruguay.
The whole thing is the first name?
Oh, you want the full name?
No, I want the first name.
That was it.
Clan Ouvre?
No, it's Ufril von Freisch Lox Alons is the first name, and then of Clan Uruguay. Uruguay is the second name.
And then the nickname is.
Nickname is Paul. No, it's you can just call them Ufril if you
Great.
would like. The human soldier, the other one is Paul, and then you already know Echo 47.
Wait, Scott's also a human, right?
Yep,
Paul and
Scott and Paul.
Human
both-
Scott?
Are they both human
Paul.
soldiers?
They're both human soldiers. One is a little bit more grizzled than the other.
Are they related to each other?
They with two
Yes,
different last
all
names,
humans
Paul
are
Bunchway and
Yeah, but, like,
Scott
all
Dragonfist,
humans.
probably not. But in all humans.
Right.
in some way.
They're all
They're all descended
family.
They're
from
all
those.
family.
I don't know, actually.
Can we drive through a pizza place?
Which pizza place?
Here, I'll pull one up on my kelp.
It's called the
Yeah.
Crimson Nebula.
Nope.
We have enough room in the
So
car.
it's packed. This is technically it's 10 seats, so you can just all
I'll
pack
sit in
in.
the back.
No, I mean yeah, but you guys can all just pack in. Just very,
Real fit.
very crowded.
Yeah.
We're all like getting comfy.
Yeah.
We will not be traveling the entire way. We will go by foot once we reach the Fighters Guild.
Kind of nod. You all pack in the car and you make your way.
It's
over.
at 45 Broadway Street. They do drive-through pizzas. I put in an order. It's gonna be ready for pickup in 20 minutes.
Drive-through pizza.
Look at this cool
I guess
picture of me and a nuke.
if it's not too far out of the way.
It's on the other
Is there a
side
specific
of
place that you're
ours.
going to?
No, I just find a drive-through pizza place,
You go
man.
and you drive through the slice place. It's
Is
a
it, like,
genetically
en route?
modified pizza place where the pizzas are grown. They're like
Yeah.
there's definitely some ethical concerns.
Points at you.
Yeah,
You
like,
can find your backstory there.
but yeah, no problem. You go over to the Slice and Splice and you get some pizza. TM.
Look, it's both efficient and good.
Yeah. There's always at least one or two protesters outside of it, but no problem. You get some pizza.
Are
Mark
you
off
sure
2
that
credits.
That is ethical, Gibbs.
Yeah, it's just mushrooms. They're looking at me, but
You remember those mushrooms that like tried to bite us?
yeah, it keeps winking, but it's okay.
I do
Let's not
believe
think too
those
hard
are-
about the practicality of our food in this age where literally everything can become sentient in a heartbeat.
We could have stopped somewhere better, but this was the efficient way to do this, so...
At this, Oshana would say, "Do you want me to make it alive?"
No.
No.
Ah,
But
You
maybe
can do
later.
that?
for a little bit, yeah. It's pretty horrifying, honestly.
Feel free to disperse the pizza TM.
Pizza TM.
Everyone gets a slice of pizza.
It's
Disperse
pizza
the
spelled.
pizza
It's
TM.
pizza spelled with like a UH at the end. Because it can't legally be called pizza.
Pizza.
It's pizza.
Pizza.
So, you get your pizza, you get in the car, and you make your way over, and you are driving to the fighter pit?
Yeah, where we went to before to then go on foot.
Okay, easy enough.
Wait, why aren't we bringing them through the concrete jungle to then go down the ladder?
That is where we're going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're going to the fighter's pit.
Fighter's pit is not in the concrete jungle.
I thought we had to go from the fighter's pit to get to Lower Crowdite to then go to the...
But we found a shortcut.
You found a
Right, but I
shortcut.
thought that was still in Lower Crowdite.
No, so that
okay.
you had traveled pretty far underground.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is underneath the steel jungle.
Then I would go there. Yeah,
okay.
no. I thought that the steel jungle was in Lower
Yeah.
Crowdite, but
So,
like
which place are you going to?
The place Silence played.
yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
dope.
to go
Yeah.
through the secret entrance there.
Spice, you're getting mixed messages.
There was
here.
this foam party. Also, Crimson Nebula, right? You see that? That's the sign over there. We can stop really quick if we... Okay. Well,
You
it's always
get
there.
Into the steel jungle. This place, as you arrive close to like 11 at night, 12 at night, it is rocking. You pass the Red Dust Saloon, dimly lit. You see a dive bar that has been built out of old mining equipment. As you make your way past, there are people just slamming down the specialty drink of the night, the Dust Devil, these fiery, smoky drinks. You actually see the Rockman that you had seen at your place just slam one down, the flames just out of his mouth.
Your belt looks great, hon.
It's like through a window, through a door.
Oh.
But you drive by there, you see the Sandstorm Lounge. There is damage to the front of it. The show must have been absolutely wild. But there are still people inside. There is just a regular kind of swirling dust storm that is being projected across as normal. The foam has been removed. You pass by the Crimson Nebula Dance Club. Spice, you mourn this opportunity lost.
We can still there. Wait.
Make your way past the Red Halo, past one place and then the other, and you find a place to park. And if you want, you can make your way back to the Sandstorm Lounge and one by one try to slip your way down the bathroom, disappearing all 10 of you one at a time into the
It takes a long time.
I bought drugs here and then found some and then sold it for
There's a secret
40,000
entrance
credits,
down
boys.
into the sewers. That will take us there more efficiently.
If you want to make a quick dollar.
So for all of you, I will say that you are seeing in the interactions that Spice is having with everybody, almost everybody just completely ignoring Spice, with the exception of Paul. Paul seems to really be starting to like drink the Kool-Aid a little bit, and Paul leans in and goes, "I'm not trying to make an extra dollar or anything, but if I was, what am I saying to them? I've never bought drugs before.
Oh, you haven't?
I mean, I bought caffeine.
That doesn't count.
It's a drug.
It makes
People
you...
overdose on it.
Can they? Let me show you something people can actually overdose on.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she'll, like, whatever, pull out her drugs, be like,
So I got this one here, and this is how I did it.
Okay.
But you have
Are you
to
just
say...
like are you just like in the car like with this thing of drugs open?
I feel like she's, like, pushing him down the ladder or whatever. Like, I don't know. We're not in the car anymore, right?
Okay.
We're
So
like,
as you make your way in, you walk
Spice.
into this place.
Do not take.
This is actually where I bought whatever that fancy thing was that I bought.
That was down underground, not on the.
No,
public
I
floor.
bought drugs from a tray up here. And then I maybe found that really expensive grain of sand.
If Paul's never done drugs before, addiction is a real concern. I'm
Yeah, but-
serious.
Yeah, it's a real concern. But let
Paul
me
looks
tell
like-
you, it's
Paul
also a real good time.
Back and forth. Spice and Gibbs, you are the devil and the angel on this person's shoulder. Each of you make a diplomacy check.
Oh shit.
Okay.
right now, as you sort of make it down to the bottom of this ladder, you're in the rec room.
Okay,
And
I
within
didn't
the
roll
rec
that
room,
good.
excuse me,
Come on.
it is
Gibbs.
relatively quiet. You do see
I'm
this
gonna use
person that
my
you've now
once a day
seen a couple
reroll to make
times.
it better.
This Lashunta with the layered bob.
It's not. It's worse.
They kind of step back. They don't immediately approach all of you. You have a little bit more space here as you were present when the last bit of trouble happened. So you can find your way to one of the tables that is here that you've seen other people kind of just hanging out at previously, and you unload the drugs. You have this conversation, and they look across the table at you and Gibbs. What was
29.
29?
31.
Oh, it was
That was
close.
a close
It was close.
one.
But I got a 15. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use my once a day reroll.
Okay. It was. We both used our once a day reroll.
And we both got a nat 1 on the second reroll.
Wow,
No,
damn.
mine. I rolled a nat 4 on my.
Oh, well.
Still
yeah.
wrong.
Take it
Anyways.
all.
So, in this
We
moment,
both did worse.
you make your ways down. You both
Yeah,
look
as
at
we
him.
fight, we're both like, actually, you have a good point.
He's
but
getting like a little frightened as you just argue back and forth and back and forth. And he goes, well, you know, I don't really want to be addicted to anything.
You won't be. Don't worry.
You will be.
I keep thinking I've made up my mind, but I keep changing it. Let's just wait. And then maybe later.
Suit yourself.
What are you doing?
All of
it's just a
them.
cigarette at this point.
Okay. So you are all now down within the rec room. You know that just beyond this space, there is a element of like these churning vats that were emptied out last time that you saw them. Past that, there is the elemental that you had sort of cleared out. Past that, X is going to give it to you. And then past that, there is the ruined field of these pumps with one that is remaining. Are you just making your way through?
Yeah, you probably should feed the sludge elemental like once per day, and then he'll be your friend, and then.
I'm making note of any changes since we were here last.
It likes meat bugs.
They nod. You can see one of them actually is carrying some meat pucks. Teriyaki meat pucks, in fact.
Whoa.
But opens one of
Special
those up as
edition
they make their
flavor.
way over. This is Paul. You pass through the various elements of this space. For you, Shade, this is the third time, I believe, or the fourth time actually, that you've retraced your steps through this area.
Yeah.
You leave the rec room into this large room with the churning vats. The vats just churning water. They have been cleaned, they have been replaced, they have been repaired, but there is nothing going. There is no people here, and the drugs completely removed. Even the boxes that were empty now gone, and you can see the space like relatively clean. You do note that the Sharin, who I believe you had seen previously back out in the rec room, is sleeping in one corner. They have a little blanket pulled over them, and every now and then, as they breathe in, all their little arms along their chest kind of kick as if they're grabbing at things. You pass through there. You make your way into the broken reactor room. Here, the level of the sludge is dropped down almost 6 feet below the walkway as the full central walkway is clear. And below you, as you all make your way in, you see that sludge elemental. Kind of like slowly dropping with the rate of this
Wait, why?
pit.
Oh, because we
The
turn
pumps are disabled right now.
But once we turn the pumps on, he's gonna be happy again.
He's not unhappy.
Oh.
As you like move, they burble happily. You can't really interact with them as easily anymore.
Right.
They're just lower in this pit.
Meat puck, please. Teriyaki.
Paul
Go
just
for it, Paul.
goes,
Straight
"Happy
in the gullet."
birthday."
Oh,
Throws it.
Happy
And
birthday!
in the package and all, it just hits and just into this thing. And you see this little as it kind of happily does a little dance.
Nice.
Paul just goes, does it understand common?
It understands food. And that's how we've always
Takes out
interacted.
another meat puck and just goes, we should be friends. And just throws it. And it just sinks into this
What
creature.
a lovable
he nods
idiot.
and he just goes, I think we've got this. We'll feed him every day.
Thank you.
You make your way through this room. You enter into the room that at one point had been occupied by the followers of the Voice in the Drain. There are still corpses here.
Okay, cool. So that's
This seems to be the furthest point. People did not
People don't
cross
go
past
past-
that elemental.
yeah, people don't go
Nice.
past the
There are
goo
still
monster.
corpses here.
Okay.
Cool. They do not smell as good as they did the last time that you were here. About a day and a half has passed.
What do you
will
think about
probably
feeding
help.
these corpses to the sludge elemental?
I'm a sense motive that. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
I would say make a medicine check.
It might give it a
plus
taste
14
for
is
flesh.
37.
It'll be a great idea in terms of the sludge elemental will like it. It will be a negative experience for these corpses, likely, if there's any like attachment to them. It's probably like from an ethical standpoint, maybe not the best thing to do, but it's a body. I mean,
You know, I haven't named the sludge elemental, but you know, if you guys wanted to name him, you could.
what about Paul?
You can't name things after yourself.
Oh, my dad did that though.
Yeah, but that's different when you have your like
Is it
spawn.
Paulina. Hey, Skittermander, whose name I forget. I'm
Oshana.
sorry.
Oshana!
Oshana.
I'll help you
darling.
remember it.
Okay, Oshana, hun, you know how you can make things come back to life?
It's not really coming back. What I do is I take sentience from somewhere else in the galaxy and I just kind of force it into an object.
That sounds so fucking sick. Do you ever do it to your weapons?
No?
Well, it's a thought. Imagine having a best friend that was, say, a sword or my battle gloves.
But I have best friends!
And they hold all their arms out to like the rest of Mosaic Team.
And me too.
Wow, so wholesome.
They go,
I made a new best friend!
Yeah.
Oh, this is the best. What do you like?
Just everything.
they reach into their pocket. There is a flash of
No
light,
shit,
and they
me
pull out
too.
a packet of French fries. And the French fries grow legs and run away. And they go,
Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. But here's a cart.
Okay.
and you take the cart.
Take the carton, and now I have a French fry carton.
There you go. There is crawling French fry spiders going all
French
across this
friders.
room now. They just kind of go up and into the rafters. But you make your way out
Friders.
and into the Cistern of Change. Here, there is a steady flow of the chemicals that kind of wash in, but you had set this in such a way, Shay, that you can quickly divert it back so that the
beep,
chemical composition is safe
beep,
to pass
beep,
through.
beep, 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 beep.
Ding, ding, ding! And you make your way through this harmless
And we
mess.
explain how it works and how they could reactivate it.
Echo 547 already knows.
The
it's in
Kasatha
dossier.
actually stays behind and begins to kind of study the different elements of this. You can see the customized rig on their shoulders begins to whir into life. These little arms, picking apart elements and magnifying them. Little brush comes out and cleans components away. But the rest of you make your way off and begin to walk down this long road. The corpse is just out of sight. You've dragged them around, but if you go off and around the pumps, they're exactly where you dumped them.
Don't mind the bodies.
They're all just far enough away that the USR doesn't see them, but they're right there. If anybody if they had not been hyper focused on getting the missile and getting out, it would have been pretty easy to find. And you make your way across the space into the missile.
You know we kill
the
people
pump.
for a living. That's what it is.
Now that they're here to secure it, I guess I would re-enable it to a safe mode,
Okay.
not having it fully disabled.
You
And,
re-enable it to a mode in which it is still actively pumping things.
Yeah, a safe level.
Easy enough to do. Oh, I would say Echo says, when our mechanic gets back, we will have them monitor this and set algorithms to allow it to control the flow. When you are ready, let us know what you would like us to do with this.
We will be planning to continue the next phase of our mission in 2 days.
Very well.
After that, we will be heading to the Heart District. The Head District? Which one's the one?
Brawl district, clear pipe to pump.
You have
That's
named
what we're-
several districts.
No, so
Lower
the dams are in the
It
Lower Sprawl.
outlines our plan.
The Heart
eloquently.
District is it's
All of
the
the
head.
dams are located in T-Town.
Right, but then after we do the dams, we have to go to the nicer area, and is that the head or
Crown
Crown.
the
district.
crown?
The Crown
Why do we have
District,
to go there?
the Crown District is the nicest area. That's where there's the Inner Crown, the Financial Hub, Upper Aphrodite, and the Sapphire Tiara. Where you are probably thinking of is you want to go and
Where the
liberate-
Edict of Junk,
Yeah.
has taken up holding.
So that's in Sprawl? That's what I've written down, but...
Let's look in here. In the upper sprawl.
Okay, upper.
Right along an area
We have no
once called the Angel Slide, but now very much a sunken,
Clear pipe
broken
tube.
element. The Edict of Junk has taken up residence in the United Solari Republic, Hazardous Waste Treatment Facility number 27.
Alright.
After we've secured the 3 dam locations and reestablished flow from the lower sprawl, we will head to the upper sprawl.
Very well.
We will be in contact.
They nod and they say, likewise, if there are any concerns, we will alert you immediately.
And Echo nods towards them and then looks at the one who's technically the team leader,
Sure.
which is the weapon master, right? Scott.
Scott Dragonfist was nominally the team leader, yes.
I hope this experience is a positive one for your entire team.
We'll see. I suspect it won't be,
Because of the squish.
because we're sitting in a wrecked basement.
You will need to be on guard. There has been lots of shore point activity nearby. With the power vacuum now underground and recent activity, they may make an attempt to secure more area closer.
Shore point. They go and unhook this bag and taking apart what looks like elements of almost like a I would say shade. As a mechanic, you have seen these things that are meant to fit like piping and things together, but as they take it apart and
is it a gun?
reassemble it,
Yeah,
it is a
well,
sniper rifle.
I made that for fucking Spice.
Similar, but this is a lot nicer than the one that you made for Spice. This is probably closer to level 14. And as they unpack it, they turn to Echo, the Echo 47, and they say, I'm going to go take a look. I don't like Short Point very much. And they make their way off. You can see just this moment from Echo as they watch. They don't say anything.
I would advise your teammate to be aware that there are multiple drones patrolling the areas.
You can see the eyes just blink for a moment. They send a communication wirelessly to their communicator, or to the teammate's communicator. Anything else?
Do you guys bring a deck of cards? It probably is going to be a little bit boring.
Paul says, "Oh, I brought my whole deck.
Oh, good.
Do you play?"
Like, go fish?
Oh, you meant like playing.
Yeah.
Monster Cara, you know.
We didn't bring any cards.
It's
Oh.
Do you have any?
time.
Sure. But Gibbs pulls out, definitely,
Battle.
handmade deck that's, on the back of receipts and stuff, and is, probably what she's been traveling with since,
Sure,
level
okay.
1,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
It's
Your level 1 starter deck.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
but it's and it's just like
This
a,
is
you
an
know,
old tissue.
ace through king, 52 deck
Yeah,
card.
yeah,
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 just
absolutely.
basic ass card deck. Here you go.
No problem. You hand them the cards. He says, well, "Thank you.
Sure.
I don't have anything to give you."
Oh no. Oshana's fed me plenty, and I'm a happy little camper. Call me if you need anything, or if you get hurt.
Make a diplomacy check.
I'm not hitting on him. That's not my intention.
We'll see how he receives it.
22.
You say this to him. You give him these cards. You tell him to give him a call, and he nods. He takes his communicator and says, "Sure."
Yeah.
He taps it. You get Paul's communicator, and he says, "If you ever want to learn how to play a real game, cards are great and everything, but I'd be happy to teach you.
What game?
I play it. It's people say that it's a kid's game, but it's not. It's for all ages.
Yep.
It's called Laser Monster Card Arena, and it's sort of
Did
it's,
Did somebody say?
it's like a video game.
We're actually playing in a tournament on Saturday. Maybe if you can convince Echo to give you the day off.
Nope. Playing in a tournament.
Yeah, I even have a Glimmer Gloom cosplay. Here, look.
Nope.
This. Boop boop.
So
Now
you
it's flirting.
become this Glimmer Gloom cosplay, and you do see just a little bit of color rise to his cheeks, and he just goes, I didn't bring a costume. Do you need to bring a costume?"
No.
I get Echo.
It's optional.
Echo, I need to go get a costume right now.
Not me.
And you can see
Yeah, both go,
that goes
"Oh."
turned for a moment. Yes.
I want to have an interaction with one of the teammates, but I'll wait.
Okay. So they run over to Echo 47 and they just begin to beg for the day off.
If you can get Saturday off, just call me and I'll send you the details. It's right near our hideout.
Wirelessly to you, Echo, they say, is there anything that they will be needed for on Saturday? Or can I release them for laser monsters?
Shift rotation would be advised to keep morale high. I believe laser monsters might be beneficial.
Out loud, you hear, I believe laser monsters might be beneficial. You may have Saturday off. You see instantly Paul just goes, yes! Thank you, Echo. Thank you, Officer Echo. They run back over to you. I got it. I fucking got the day off. We're gonna go. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
How many people? What's the format? What
Here,
is
I'll
this?
send you a flyer from their Facebook page.
You send them a flyer. I don't know how we didn't get that earlier than session 146. Facebook, you send the Facebook page for Martian Comics. He takes this and goes, oh, this is a real place. This is a certified zone. They have a holographic projector and everything. How did you guys set this up?
They're across the street from our hideout.
You're making us stay down here and we're across the street from Martian Comics.
Well,
They sell rare singles there.
they do, and on Saturday, I'll make dinner and we can go to the thing and...
They lean in really close and they go, do you think any of your team would want to trade just for this mission?
You know, I don't think so, because the next thing we gotta do is blow up a bridge. We gotta blow up 3 bridges, actually. But, you know, I put glitter in them, so one of them's gonna be really cool. And honestly, I don't want to get you too, excited about it, because I know you're already excited about this other thing, but everyone really wants to see this glitter bridge blow up.
That sounds great, but I'm really focused on the laser monster.
Yeah.
They have data arcana packs there. You can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, and it sounds great. I'm not the person that had this conversation with.
They're so excited about
Alright,
this.
cool. I wanted to talk to Oshana, but
No problem.
I get
You
monopolized
sold
by
this
Paul
person
instead,
out.
so I'm I don't know how to tell you need to do your job,
Spice, who
so
do
I
you
can do my
wanna talk
job.
to?
Spice actually turns around and goes back towards Ufril. And as she's walking, she's tightening up her Kasatha language that she knows. She's like, I haven't used it in a while. And can I do a cultures check to see, study Ufril von Loxalon's name and see if there's any, cultural greeting or something like that? Because she just wants to go up and say, hey. Introduce herself in Kasatha. Dope. Okay. Oh, Jesus. 41.
With a 41, the thing that you know most about the sort of culture of Kasatha is they're pretty distant. And so the best way to approach them would really be to go and sort of just watch what they're doing. And you've seen Bubbles do this with Shade a lot. You want to do a less talkative version of that. And really, they'll start a conversation whenever they're ready. And that might take a while.
She's fine. She'll be patient. So she'll saunter up, 20 feet away, just lean against, I don't know, some debris and spark up a cigarette, and she'll just watch. So watch.
Okay.
That's it.
They work for about 10 minutes before finally, as they are still working, nothing changes, but they say, you're not leaving. So what can I do for you?
She'll respond in Kasatha. She goes, just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Spice. I'm glad that you guys came.
The diplomatic officer of Team 5.
Yes.
I've read your dossier.
You are the mechanic?
I am the engineer
Engineer.
of
Sorry.
this team. Yes.
So, I don't know what else to say. I guess she'll just stop talking
Okay.
and just watch.
And that's honestly one of the better interactions that you have had with a lot of people. You stay there quietly, and at first many people might be tempted to feel very uncomfortable, maybe walk away, but you smoke a cigarette, you check your communicator, you kind of browse through the Laser Monster Card Arena listings at Martian Comics, and by the end of this there's a weird, they stop, they put their tools away, and they turn and they wait for you, and you realize that they're waiting for you to come with them. And so they return back, and you return together. Very little is actually said, but you feel like you've probably as much as a Kasatha can make a friend in a day. You've made a friend.
Thank you. She'll just like got one. Just to herself though. No expression externally.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
No problem. So you return to the group. Anybody else doing anything to set Mosaic Team 4 up?
Echo has a welcome gift.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a little box of yellow nutrient cubes, and the box is also yellow and dyed with yellow ribbon.
Sure.
That's adorable.
So you approach Echo 47.
Congratulations on your first cooperative field experiment.
At the exact same time, they turn to you and they say, "Congratulations on your first successful field assignment."
Oh.
And in their hands is a small yellow box tied up with a yellow ribbon. And given the dimensions of it, you would imagine an almost identical gift. Though, as you open this, these are not synthesized yellow nutrient cubes.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, they printed
These
out
are real TM yellow nutrient cubes from the factory,
OG
not synthesized.
packaging and everything.
Wow.
These are fresh from the source, and this is a pretty from an Echo is a pretty good gift. There's none missing.
That's pretty good.
Echo,
Speechless.
like, kind of sits there and is like, these have a smell.
They are from the factory. The air is also from the factory. That is where the smell comes from.
How did you get these?
We pooled our resources together. In doing so, almost 5 of us are clear of debt. And we got you nutrient cubes. You saved us.
Echo's like, Echo tearing up, so just staring down.
Blink, blink.
Yes, blink, blink. I am honored. How is everyone else?
None of us are in prison. That is an improvement.
That is true.
In a galaxy where no one is safe. In a time where no one is safer still. We are as good as we can be.
I also saw that movie. It was not very good.
It was not.
And Echo offers some to share, and then it just kind of munches on one with 547.
Okay. Almost identical, same movement, same turn, same insertion, same chewing, same number of chews. But you and 47 enjoy these nutrient cubes together. They are the best. You swear that there might even be flavor there. It's amazing. But anything else?
Just make sure that they're all set here and everything's secured.
And they can call us if they need anything.
Yeah. They have
They need,
they have your team communications.
laundry.
Paul has a direct line to you.
Yeah.
I believe at least you
I'll
have a
give it to
direct line to
Oshana, too.
47. You get a direct line to Oshana. Oshana holds their communicator up. Anybody else?
I'll give you a tap.
They give you friends. They go,
Hey, if you need anything, just tell me. I'm here to help.
Don't tell that to me.
But I just did.
You're in
Keep the
trouble.
pumps secure.
I need 800,000 credits.
No, don't listen to her.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Just focus on keeping the pumps secure.
Oh, I can do both. I can do both.
You only need to do one.
I know, but I can help
You
everybody.
do not need to.
It's not about need. I'm sorry.
Keep the pumps secure.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to do another task.
Make that 1 million credits.
Do not
Don't
listen
listen to her.
to Spice.
you can see underneath, the glyphs begin to glow, the little bits of sweat begin to run down. They're getting real stressed. They're being asked to help in two very different ways, and they kind of compete, and that's really tough for them. But they turn, they say,
I will keep the pumps going, and I'll try not to do other tasks. But I'll try.
Echo 547 will be able to keep you in line. Listen to them.
And your team lead.
anything else?
1.2.
Just kidding. It'll just keep going.
Bye. Sleep well.
You wish Mosaic Team for a pleasant evening, and getting close to 11 o'clock at night, you make your way back to the laundromat. As you make your way back, the laundromat was closed, and it seems as if a lot of people have laundry to do because there's close to a dozen people just huddled around this place. And as you arrive at the door, you can see it's because something has been piled up outside your door. Fabric softener. Boxes of it. And there is Yosoki standing on top of this box, and around them there is about a dozen people gathered. You can see there is a few Vesk, there's a twitchy looking Yosoki, you see an android who is, for lack of a better word, just broken. There's not like a part on them that looks like it's fully intact. You can see a Shiren in like a really tattered suit. They are holding up like a legitimately 1990s looking cell phone that must be a prop from like a movie or something, and kind of holding into it. They have half of a briefcase in their hand, but it's empty. You can see a human who is dressed in all black. They look to be sort of like looking up at the Yosoki with fresh eyes. You see a Lashunta who is wearing a tweed jacket, little patches on the shoulders.
Did he go to a homeless shelter and
Scam
Make a
homeless
sense
people?
motive check.
Where did he get these people from?
You see a grizzled
19
elderly
plus
human in a mechanic set of
21.
coveralls. You see a
40.
goblin with some mutations on them. And Gibbs, you're not seeing a homeless shelter. What you are seeing is people who are a little bit washed up, people who are a little bit down on their luck. You are seeing targets for a pyramid scheme. If you were to look at this picture and title it, you would title it Targets of a Pyramid Scheme.
Okay.
And you see the pyramid as it is
mooks.
shaped, the core, these boxes
Yep.
of the fabric softener expanding around them, these dozen or so people, and then on top of this pyramid, this Yosoki. This sly looking Yosoki, kind of talking to everybody, she's holding these little wafers of fabric softener around, shouting about the positive benefits of quantum fabric softener. As like roughly 10 people turn and watch your car just drive by, are you just driving back and around?
I'm gonna like drive by, seeing all of the stuff out front. I'm just gonna keep driving and be like, "What is that?"
That is not what I ordered. And Echo shudders
That
a
is
little bit.
unwanted
seeing-
attention at our hideout.
Well, it's the customers I asked for, just not what I was hoping for.
What were you hoping for in this scenario?
Well, Echo, can I borrow you for a second?
Why?
I just need to talk to you and congratulate.
Bubbles, you just saw
Echo.
like a dozen people outside the laundromat. As you pull around the back in like a park, are you doing anything about these customers?
Bubs is gonna go up. Oh, guys, we're temporarily experiencing difficulties with the laundromat at the moment.
It's also 11 o'clock at night.
We're a
24-hour
laundromat that we
hour.
keep closing.
Oh, I didn't know
This
that.
Yosoki turns to you. They're up on top of the fabric softener in this little brown suit, and they say, "Oh no! I know you're closed, but this is a special event. I talked to somebody who worked here, and we set this up. We're selling this quantum fresh fabric softener. You don't even need to use it. In fact, it's probably better that you don't. Let's go inside."
No, the laundromat's closed at the moment. But you're allowed to use the street as much as you want. I don't own the street.
The Yosoki looks around. Are you there?
Spice is going to be
Echo, I need to talk to you really quickly about something. About the other Echo. Okay, so...
Are you going in the back way?
yeah. So they'll go take the stairs up to the condo first,
Okay.
and then
So the two of you slide in through the back. Bubbles, you go in the front. What about you, Shade?
Where's Gibbs going?
Gibbs will provide moral support to Bubs to make
Yeah,
sure that
Shade
no
would probably follow.
roughamagons Ruffermuffins.
Yeah.
So the
This shit
Yosaki
also
looks
looks
out, they
curious
see
what is
you,
going
they
on
see
out front
Shade,
here.
they see Gibbs. And looking back and forth, they go, no, I swear, I made a deal with somebody who works here.
You may have been mistaken, sir.
But I got all these people.
Your empire's gonna collapse. I know, she's going to make a scene, don't worry.
The Vesk at this point goes, so are you going to change our lives or not? And you hear just, yeah. There's like this kind of rough like grumble goes around the crowd. The Yosoki leans in close to you, Shade, and just goes, look, they're going to kill me, guy. I need this for my family. Do you got a family? You know what it's like to have a family, to have kids who can't eat?
No.
Oh.
It sucks. It's terrible.
Damn.
Just help me out here. I just got to sell this. I just got to sell one more batch and I'm out.
Echo.
How much?
What are you attempting to do here?
They straighten up and they go, hey, everybody, let me just, we have to figure out some logistics here. There's some problems with the tables and everything. 1 second. And they pull you and Gibbs off to the side and they go, look, I bought a lot of this stuff. I thought it was going to be revolutionary. I thought it was going to change the world. I thought it was going to make people's laundry fresh. It has some side effects, okay? It wasn't clear to me what they did at first. It's not bad for people, necessarily, if they're far away from other people. It's fine, okay? And if I can get rid of it...
What are the side effects?
I mean, make a diplomacy check.
God damn.
How much is your batch that you need to sell? This little pile here.
Fucking one.
I mean, this is just a part of the full thing, but, I'm in pretty deep. It just, it smells good.
Can I make a physical science check to see what the fuck this is composed of?
Yes,
On a
I would say
chemical
make a
level?
physical sciences check and make a -2 conditional modifier. There's something to this that is a little bit more than physical science.
It's quantum. You need to know physics to
That's true.
do
I
shit.
gotta go past the physics. That's still a 30.
With a 30, you look at these thin prisms of iridescent blue-green crystalline flakes, and though it looks sort of like perhaps fabric softener that has dried and crystallized, it is almost certainly not. There is something mystic about this. There is something that is highly experimental about this. There is something that is perhaps military grade about this. And what are you checking?
I want to do a mysticism check, but I also want to check, is it flammable?
Make a mysticism check. With that 30, it is not flammable any more than a regular fabric softener. It isn't something that could be used as like a fuel in that regard, but it will burn.
16.
In a way that would be useful for our...
To build explosives out of?
Yeah.
It would
It's
be
an
useful
ingredient.
for softening fabric and perhaps making people tell the truth. It also may cause metal to start picking up radio waves, just based on the way that the crystals can kind of
What?
rearrange themselves and form almost an antenna-like structure. And so you imagine that there is a chance that if you dump this into a washing machine, say, the washing machine will seem to start to play music. But it's really just amplifying radio waves around it.
40.
With a 40, you look at this stuff. This is the byproduct of a mystical experiment. Somebody was trying to create something, and this was not it. Whatever it was almost certainly had to do with manipulating emotions or perhaps kind of changing minds. And what has produced is something that happens to soften fabric. That is almost certainly not the intended purpose.
Sir, what you are trying to sell is a chemical residue with some mystical property.
I mean, that describes like 30% of things on the market, so...
It is not the intended fabric softener.
Okay, but like, have you ever heard of penicillin? Humans invented that, and that was just mold. They made a big deal about that.
I would suggest attempting a different marketing strategy for your product.
Like?
Like, if you use it in incense at restaurants or something, and people can't lie, like, courtrooms would really like that.
Yeah, but it's not that it just makes people tell the truth. It changes their emotions very fundamentally in the immediate vicinity. And I've seen it cause levitation and uncontrollable honesty. And it makes some technology
You
play.
know who would love this? Party people. For its unpredictability. A foam party with this stuff?
Make a diplomacy check and take a +8 conditional modifier.
19 on the die. I'm killing it tonight.
yeah.
And what was the other? What diplomacy? 14.
It's
14.
not just
So,
it's this.
33.
Well, they both
33.
net ones on the reroll.
They look at you and they go, so you're telling me this is not ethical to sell as it is, so I sell it as a drug.
No, not a drug.
No,
Foam party.
as a drug, but like in foam.
I am suggesting you do not sell it at all. It is junk.
But you're in too deep and you have to sell it.
Yeah, okay.
I
thank
get you, right?
Thank you.
But I don't want it sold at our business because it's
No. Of course not. Of course not.
It's we know that it's not. We know it's not what we want.
I mean, it
here.
works.
But no,
It softens fabrics.
the side effects do not compensate for the fact it does that thing by happenstance.
Yeah,
You
okay, but
should
it's not like
tell
it's
the people
crushing people
here.
against walls every time.
The truth. You should tell them now. It will be easier. You are not going to be able to sell them this.
Okay.
What was your name?
You could just call me Dr. Quantum Sun.
Dr.
Your hair looks really nice.
You're right. I can tell the truth. He straightens up this non-existent tie. He flattens up this little tan jacket, and he walks around the corner to where you're talking to this whole crowd, Bubbles. They're kind of groaning, and this Yosoki stands up next to you. They climb up on top of the fabric softener, and they hold out their hands, and they say, people, listen, I got to come clean with you today. I brought you here to take advantage of you. And there is just, what? Oh, no. And just kind of rumbling and grumbling in the crowd. And he says, but I've seen the error of my ways. I cannot, in good consciousness, sell this to you. But we can have a foam party. And there's just this very confused murmur through the crowd. There's not just a cheer. There is not just this huge thing. And he says, listen. This foam party is going to change your life. Whatever this is, it's not fabric softener, but it does make you tell the truth. And honestly, for all of you, I think that's what you need. Look at Drelko over here, all right? They have a bad knee. What kind of a warehouse guard can have a bad knee like Drelko, right? I'm just being honest with you, man. You got to change careers. It's past time. The vest kind of like turns away from this, but you can hear the Yosoki that's really twitchy. You just go, no, he's right about that. You do need to stop. But they begin to kind of like de-escalate the situation out front. And you get the sense that they will bring this group somewhere else.
Nice.
My customers.
You all travel inside. Are you doing anything to just stop this, Bubbles?
No.
Okay. You allow this group to be talked away, and you watch as 12 customers just walk away, following the Yosoki towards the train station. 2 of them peel off. You can't get the full group to commit to a phone party. But enough of them are doing nothing so that they will.
Good numbers for ours.
I mean, yeah, you're getting 10 people to a phone party with something that he explicitly said is not for that purpose. So that's pretty good. You all now find yourself at close to 1 a.m.
it's going to
at
be
the
a
laundromat.
news story in a couple of days.
What?
Is there anything that you want to do before finding some rest for the evening?
Spice, I intend to return your father to the authorities for the bounty soon.
Okay.
You wanted me for something, Spice.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Not anymore.
So we scoped out Chesterfield's lair today, and we talked to Dip and Diane's. Is it tomorrow?
We still have another day.
We used a day.
Right. And then we have this
one,
day.
One more day.
And then the
Alright.
next day is when we're doing the thing.
So tomorrow is just prep for 3. Are we blowing all 3 up or 1?
We're prepping. So the plan is we blow them up
Yep.
simultaneously.
Yep.
we will be physically present at the apartments
The Chesterfield.
or the Chesterfield.
At Glowing Canal.
Yes.
Yes.
At Glowing Canal. We'll deal with Chesterfield there.
Yep.
The other guys are dealing with the people at the Bramble
of
Street
Horus.
Bridge. No.
No, yes, the Palace of Horus.
The
Palace
of
of
Horus.
Horus, yes.
We have nothing going on at the Bramble Street Bridge for the algae monster.
You have Gladira.
Gladira is there.
I
You
thought.
got the glitter.
Okay.
You have ordered several missiles. You are going to have Gladira launch a glitter missile at the Bramble Street Bridge.
She's helping us coordinate the 3 attacks.
Yes, and I believe that's the one that she's directly launching.
Wait, but we sent Mobo Correxus to the Palace of Horus because that's the one that needs to be cleared.
Of
But
the
she's
people.
going to set up the explosions for all of them.
All
to
3
go
of
off
them,
at
okay.
once.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's the only one that has like bystanders that are physically in the space.
And so she's going to go there and like physically be there to make sure there's no one there.
Right.
And then we'll remotely trigger the other 2.
Okay.
all at the same time, we'll be where Chesterfield is so that we can deal with him while the explosions are going on.
Right.
And like within the chaos of that.
And we have enough explosions for the Glowing Canal.
You have a lot of explosives
We
now.
have so much explosives now.
Cool. Great.
So it's basically just prepping for that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Tomorrow's prep, and then 2 days away is D-Day.
So tomorrow will be
Friday.
Thursday, which will be for prep. Friday will be whatever you want to do with Friday.
Friday's gonna be
Friday's
the day.
Friday's the day.
We're gonna
There you go.
finish
the day.
it Saturday. We're gonna go Monster Hunter Card Arena.
There you go, Laser Monster Card Arena Tournament. And you have at least one more person coming than there were in the past.
And he's coming in costume too, so we won't look like weirdos.
It's true. I mean, Sammy's coming in costume too.
Nice.
So I think at least most
We have all
people-
day Friday to build our cosplays.
No,
Also true.
Friday is the day that we're gonna go kill Chesterfield and blow up bridges.
We're gonna murder a dude.
Friday
and we're
night,
gonna
you can
play.
do
Friday
cosplay.
night. So
Yeah.
we're
So as you all find rest on this evening and Wednesday transitions over to Thursday, because it is 9:45 and a good place for us to stop, this is where we're going to end for the evening. Thank you for joining us for this session of Mosaic Team 5 session. We will be back next week. If you can't wait that long, join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Courts of Everest, our original D&D campaign, as this group finishes a rest, just like this group is beginning one. And we'll delve deeper into the magical library.
Library.
That'll be awesome.
Library.
Library. Library.
Whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
See you, space boyfriend.
I wonder